Hello. Welcome. It's that time of the week again. It's a Monday night stream. And as per usual, it's a NASCAR Heat 5 day where we run the race that they did previously. And usually this would be me saying, oh, we're going to put on a better race than real life. Not this week. I don't think that's even physically possible. Kansas in general. Even without the finish, I don't think I would be able to recreate that level of greatness. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to accept that it's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna be as legendary. But either way, we're here tonight to race, and I don't know, probably have a good time. Kansas in Heat 5 is, again, another relatively difficult track, kind of like Dover, so it should be entertaining. But after the highs of last night, where I literally need to sleep on it, I don't know, but hello, chat. Hello, Dr. Detroit, Andrea, Evan, JC, Lord, Justice for Buescher. You're damn right. I think there was a comment before the stream even started that I checked. It was like, justice for what? He got beat. It's like, can I just not root for Buescher? Can I just wish Buescher won? Is that so wrong? Though there is some truth to this originally. I thought there was some bull honky with that finish for a moment. So I guess we'll elaborate on that. But first, I should actually start recording so I can actually make this into a race review, because I feel like this deserves a race review. So we're gonna do that. So well, yeah, impromptu race review. Ooga Booga Mustard Lover is here. I'm glad you like mustard. Your races are always better than the real life product. Don't sell yourself short. Dr. Detroit, that's very thoughtful of you. I appreciate that, but I really find it hard to imagine that's even physically possible with this race. The Dave Moody tweet. Oh my god. Dave Moody being stupid. What else is new? I saw that in my Discord before I did the stream. He compared defending the next-gen car to child abuse. It's like, what? What? That is some just asinine logic. It's like, I saw this in my freaking Discord. And it's like, Landon Huffman usually makes pretty sane takes. He's not really not doing anything wild, but it's on my Discord here. Yeah, Dave Moody says, if someone on your personal race team abuses his wife or children or dog, are you going to defend him? I guess in response to Landon arguing about the next gen car. Like, what the fuck? Do I even need to explain how insane that sounds? Criticizing the next-gen car on aspects like the short track packages, the dirty air problems, to defending abuse of a wife, children, or animals? Like, what? Just, I think he deleted the tweet, which is, yeah, good. Good. I think Dave Moody should just not be on Twitter in general. He could do his radio show and be a freaking turd bag on there, but leave fucking Twitter out of it, because, man, his takes are just terrible. Not surprising he does something stupid. Add that to the freaking list. But, you had a good time Sunday morning. F1 racing, landed with a refreshing thing, not typical F1. I'm glad to hear that your F1 visit was at least a good one, and it wasn't just a Verstappen stomp. Also, there's another one too that's on my frickin' Twitter. I favored it because I wanted to keep this in mind because this is like a whole rant on its own. Mamba Smith, I think that's his name. I need to find it here. It's buried under all of my freaking. Oh yeah, this is like after Dover, so I'm looking at it here. Looking at it here, so yeah, he wanted to like gaslight his audience into thinking the arrow dirty air just didn't exist. Just a stupid ass tweet. You know, also he's also defending this modern age of playoff stuff, saying that the old format was bad and would be always boring. Seeing a person win 2 races in advance was like, how many years did that happen? That wasn't like every year. That wasn't even a guarantee. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just Mamba Smith. I literally had no problems with him before, but I'm starting to have problems when he has a platform, 14,000 followers, and also working with Fox and the Race Hub and anything else. He has a platform. He has influence. So making dog shit tweets trying to gaslight the audience, like this freaking tweet, it's kind of trash. Kind of trash. Just like nobody was saying dirty air was never a thing. Just nobody was arguing that. The point was that it's much more prevalent and much more of an issue now than what it was back then. That's all. That's what most people saying. No one's freaking saying the dirty air did not exist until 29. Nobody's saying that. Why are we trying to gaslight people? Why do we have this type of tweet? Don't make any damn sense. And it's just dumb. When you have a platform like this, of the echelon that he has, why? And he also is, I don't know what tweet it was. I don't know how recently it was. It might have been Elite Precision. I'm not really sure. It might have been Elite Precision's. It might have been one of his replies or something, because he was replying to him, talking about, oh yeah, this one right here. Good job, Elite, for making this quote tweet. Good tweet. Would you rather have the old system where champions were declared with 2 races left in the season? That's a basketball team being 4-0. Again, bringing up basketball for NASCAR is completely irrelevant because they're 2 entirely different sports with 4 different formats that work. Basketball, football, etc. work in their own respective fields. Comparing NASCAR, comparing a football format or a basketball format to NASCAR is completely different. NASCAR, they're running against every team every week. Basketball, they don't do that. So the format don't make any sense. It's stupid. And yes, I would much rather have something play out where somebody just wins a championship by 2 races if they earned it. I don't want the championship getting potentially ripped. And yes, in his tweet here, NASCAR is guaranteeing Game 7 every year. Like, yeah, basically. So, yeah, I'm just so annoyed. I'm so annoyed of people like Mamba Smith having a platform and using it to just kind of cause chaos and stir a shitstorm. Like, why can't we just have an honest-to-God dialogue? He could have just made a tweet like, it just being honest. Or maybe this is just this genuine take, and this genuine take is just gaslighting everyone. I don't know. I'm just annoyed because it doesn't need to be like this. It really does not need to be like this. Like, why can't it just be a dialogue of, yes, dirty air has been a thing in the 90s and 2000s, yes, but it's never been so insane. You cannot tell me that the 550 package in 2019 to 2021, like that type of dirty air, was as bad then as it was in like 2002, 2003, because it's not. It's clearly not. We have decades of freaking of references. So it's just I'm just annoyed by that. But let's go full face cam. Let's actually do a race review here for Kansas real quick. Alrighty, so Kansas this weekend. I guess a quick synopsis on ARCA and trucks. ARCA pretty much went green the entire way, and that was interesting. Just about. I mean, that race was done like a little bit over an hour, so it was. I mean, it's good to ARCA not have a shit show. Trucks was pretty tame, clean but tame. So both of those races are kind of just middle of the road, fine. That's really my quick recap of that. Corey Heim being just an absolute legend in the trucks, like nothing really new. He's been in the top 10 for 23 of his last 24 races or something. Just completely insane. Probably should have won a championship last year, but the format botched that because, you know, apparently he didn't deserve it. Even with missing a race, by the way. So, yeah, but then we get to Cup. And Cup from, like, flag to flag was pure greatness on so many levels that it's honestly almost hard to even interpret that properly. I just muted my freaking alert box. I want to make sure my chat box is not there for this review. But yeah, I'm just sort of shocked at how good that race was. I knew. I mean, Kansas is always a banger. It's like ever since this next gen car has existed, it's just to put on great bangers, pretty much, to varying degrees of that of greatness. But this one was just on another. It felt like another level. We had stage one, and the entirety of it through pit cycle and all, Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson just battling. And dirty air, for whatever the reason, at Kansas just is not that big of an issue. You saw cars can get right up to people. You saw that it's not that they're just not secluded to like one lane. They can run different parts. It's just Kansas is such a versatile track with that stuff that it's really fun to watch. Because it's not like, well, they're in a lead. It's not like a Dover situation where it's like, oh, I know Hamlin's leading and there's no way Larson's going to get by him, so there's just like no excitement. Here, there's just always that being there for it to be entertaining. And all of stage one was like that. It'll be Kyle Larson having the lead. Ross Chastain would kind of dive bomb, clear Larson. Larson would kind of get the run off the corner. It was kind of just this nice back and forth. Nobody could really pull away. And that was so enthralling. Because all of stage one was like that. Even through pit cycle and all, they were still there. And it was awesome. Then we had stage two, where Chastain kind of gets tight up against someone. That it stalls both of them out. And then we just casually go 4 and 5 wide. It's just insane. It was just bonkers. And it's so refreshing to have a race be this good for this long. And pretty much all of it was entertaining. And I was so happy. I was really freaking happy with that race. The booth, it continues to be annoying. That's not ever really going to change. So unfortunately, as great as that race was, it kind of does hinder it. There was also weird moments in the race too where it's like they go to crank it up. And this might have been at the start of stage 3. And stage 3 is probably the worst part of the race because we just got into caution after caution after caution so much. So that kind of it was just an annoying stretch of time. I don't know how many of those we had in a row, but that was annoying. It was annoying. And then I think after one of those, at some point, I'm getting my timelines all confused, but they had to crank it up. And I guess this is what they've always done. I don't know, but maybe it's just annoying now. For as good as this race is, I don't want to miss anything. But then it's like we go to crank it up, then we get like a full screen thing of it for like 3 seconds or 4 seconds or something. But it's like I don't want a whole full screen transition to it. Wasn't it back in the day? Back in the day, it was just a little tiny thing on the bottom right of the screen. It didn't block anything, and it was just annoying. But I'm just I'm just annoyed by that. I guess it's just a Fox thing. It's whatever. But like they're doing their oh my god, I'm Jesus Christ. They're cranking up, and they're picking like the worst camera angles you could ever imagine to show stuff. Like we have, I don't know if it was Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, and Truex. Or I guess Truex is behind him, and then the other two cars are just side by side. And Truex is like right there, and I'm obviously as a Truex simp, I'm like trying to freaking look for it because the camera's picking like the worst angles to show it. It's like we're about to almost have a 3-car battle for a lead, and we're not seeing it. It's like, how do you mess that up? How is that possible? But they found a way. So that was just annoying, and I don't understand how it could be that hard. So, yeah. Then we have from like lap 60 to like 7 to go, just a nice long stretch of green flag run, which then kind of turned into fuel mileage. So this race almost had it all with close racing, epic battles, obviously wrecks for the freaking neurodivergent, brain-drooling numbskulls that just want wrecks, and a bit of fuel mileage, which, if that race just played out to the end, this was going to be, obviously, as a Truex simp fanboy, I hated that so much. Because Buescher, it was Hamlin and Buescher. They're like not going to make it on fuel. Buescher's slacking off. Truex was 4 seconds back. Ran everybody down. Then he's under a second from Hamlin. Hamlin's backing off, and Truex was catching him rapidly. And then Kyle Busch just no talents. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is just, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. And it makes it so frustrating. Is because I don't know when the hell Truex is retiring. This could be his last year. That could have been his last chance to win a freaking race. I don't know. So I have to think every week is his last full-time season. So I don't know what's going on. So it's not like oh, boo-hoo, Hamlin doesn't win. He'll win next year. Or, oh, boo-hoo, Buescher doesn't win. He's got another year. No, in my case, I don't have that. I don't know. So seeing Truex once again get just miffed of a win blows my mind, and I'm so annoyed. And I don't understand. Kyle Busch, on the end of that run, took right side tires with Todd Gilliland. Yet Todd Gilliland could hang on to that car better than Kyle Busch did with that. It don't make any damn sense. Because Kyle Busch is like 100 times better than Todd Gilliland, but Todd Gilliland can hang on to a two-tire car. The Kyle, I'm frustrated. So I was annoyed by that because that was definitely gonna be Truex's win, and that didn't happen. So then we get a green-white checkered, and kind of people like the top 8 or 9 take 2 tires, 10th on back, 9th on back, 10th on back. They all took 4. So then we get just all hell breaking loose, crazy ass freaking end to a race that was already pretty good. And maybe it's me being old, I don't know, but it gets annoying when you watch a long green flag run and then the race just ends in a green-white checkered, and then it's just like, well, they're not going to finish where they probably should, and it's going to turn into a shit show. Luckily, it didn't turn into a shit show where it's like wreck after wreck. It wasn't that. So, we're okay. But once I realized Truex took 4, I was like, okay, he's done. He's done. He's not going to make that up. He almost did, but I was like, yeah, it's over. Yeah, that ending was I really thought Buescher just straight up had it. That last lap, I didn't think Larson was going to get the run he did. But going into turn 3, Fox does the most obnoxious thing ever. Because there's cars behind him. We got Chase Elliott. We have Truex. I'm assuming Chase Elliott.
Family Guy reference to make a theme song for you. Here is the hashtag WhatIF theme song. Who else but What If? He's What If. What if? He's always racing vehicles in video games. He's What If. What if? I'm always racing vehicles in video games.
Thank you. Boy, she cannot sing. I'll say that much. She cannot sing at all. But thank you for the 2. I appreciate that. Where was I? So yeah, Fox in like 3 and 4, we're setting up like this magical moment. Magical moment. Buescher is sliding up the track. It's almost like Kurt Busch 2022 situation. We got Buescher that's sliding up the track. Larson's getting like pinched into the wall. They're really close. Like they're slowing up. And I'm just like, the camera's zoomed in. Like I can't see anything. It's like, just zoom out. We know there's cars behind them. Like, and the frustrating thing is there's a good example of this. There was 2013 Auto Club. And Hamlin and Logano, like, the camera was close, but it wasn't like super duper zoomed in where you can almost see their freaking eyebrows. Like, and I'm just annoyed because why did we have to zoom in so close? Like, just zoom out. Because I want to see what's happening behind. Like, are they gonna freaking? I was thinking to myself, like, oh, they're gonna wreck. They're gonna put themselves in the wall, and Truex is gonna come swiping on through, or somebody else is gonna come through. Just pull out. So I don't know. They were just that was a pet peeve. Then we get out of 4, and it's just insane, absolutely insane. And we basically witnessed the closest finish in NASCAR history. That's not even a debate. And I didn't know really how to feel about it. There's a couple of feelings I had to feel about it. One was, why did Larson door Buescher twice? That feels weird. Once I kind of get, because Buescher did kind of squeeze him up in the wall, so I can almost understand that. But why twice? Unless Larson just assumed that Buescher was just going to go down lower? I don't know. It was just weird. That kind of bugs me. Because if I was Buescher in that situation, I probably would have just doored him after the first hit. Like, it's like it's game on then, but he didn't do that. So I don't know. I don't know. But the other thing too is Fox yet again does a dog shit job trying to explain shit, because I'm looking at the finish. I'm like, but yeah, Larson won, but the finish line isn't straight. Like, what is that? They're not even explaining it or rationalizing. Like, I had to freaking go on Twitter and watch Jeff Gluck explain it. Because apparently the painted line didn't mean anything. And also, why did the track not draw a straight line? There, what I did with my finger, that's better than what they did at Kansas. That straight line right there, that's better than what they did with the track. There's like a piece of paint that's like a little bit longer than the one on the bottom. So I'm watching, it's like, but that's some bullshit, because Larson clearly had the advantage because the finish line paint is just a little bit thicker than the one on the bottom. But apparently that's not it. So apparently the finish line just doesn't mean anything. And NASCAR showed the photo of the finish, like what it's supposed to be, which doesn't really convey anything because it's just like an arbitrary line, not where the finish line is. Maybe it is. I don't know. Whatever. If it freaking said Larson won, then sure. Because if they're going by the sensors underneath the track, then sure, he did win. But I wish Fox explained that, or at least acknowledged the paint being different, because that caused the whole shitstorm. So putting that aside, because at first I was really about to be really salty about that, but I was wrong. My salt was misguided, but good stuff. I'm just it's just a shame, because if Fox just explained it, there wouldn't even be an issue. They could acknowledge, hey, the paint, we acknowledge that it's not straight. So they're going by a sensor under the ground. They have this thing over on the sides. But no, they are strictly just showing that image is definitive. And it's like, so that was just annoying. It's the same shit at Daytona, except Daytona is even more confusing because they're going off that finish line thing on the wall, but it's like, well, not all of them go off at the same time, so they're judging like caution light number 4, but like caution light number 5 might be showing something else. So that's a whole other nightmare to freaking understand, because they could just pick and choose what caution light number is, just ends it. So we didn't have that situation, thank God. But Daytona's gonna scar me for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be referencing that way more than I should. But yeah, there's a lot of debates now going on, like what is this race better than Darlington 03? I would not say so just because Darlington 03 had a close finish that was built up over a 52 lap green flag run. This is just a green white checkered, which we've had races and not like in photo finish to this extent, but Kentucky 2019 is an example. Phoenix 2016 is an example. But we've had stuff on like a green white checkered situation where it's been close, not this close, but so I'm not gonna put it to like the pinnacle. I mean, it is the closest finish. That doesn't mean it's like, to me, the absolute best, but it's in that like top 5 range for sure. It's just something gets lost when it's just like on a green white checkered situation, because the odds of a close finish or just a finish being pretty close, it ramps up a lot more. It'll be a lot different if that race just played out like from 60 to go to the end, and then it just ended up happening to be that close. And yeah, I would probably say by far it would be the best finish ever. But so I can't say it's the, I mean, it's the closest finish ever, but I would not put it as the ultimate finish ever. It's not on that scale. That's the only thing that knocks it back. And that's me really, really nitpicking. But overall, as with this race, I mean, minus the green flag wrecking at the beginning of stage 3, everything else was rock solid. So this is on like a 9.5, 9 out of range, 9 out of 10 range. It is on that. It was great. And this track, for whatever reason, is just such a good combo. I'm so glad it just worked out with this race. And it also, they never really properly showed Jimmy Johnson camera angle. Well, it took a lot. It took all the resources they had to show that, but I mean that was just mildly funny. But I don't know. It was just, I was very happy. It was a good race. It was good. I really don't know what to say. It's nice to have a race review where I'm just not hating the race entirely, and it's not like a mega rant. So see, I can have a heart. I can have a soul and admit a good race. Just sometimes, I guess for me, it's just more fun to just kind of find the nitpicks and then just blow it up. Like that camera angle thing in the 3 and 4 where they're like super duper zoomed in, and it's like, could we just zoom out a little bit? Because like there's cars behind them that have fresher tires. Like they could have just swooped up on the inside and we would have missed it. Like that would have been, imagine if that happened. That would have been just an embarrassing blunder, which wouldn't be anything new. But either way, it was good. I'm just glad. I'm glad that race went well. So I don't think there's a whole lot else to say. So I think that's it. I think we're done. Good stuff. On to next week, which I don't know how that will be, but I guess we'll find out. But at least we have probably race of the year, race of this decade, potentially. I mean, it was good stuff. So, yeah. I'm done. Bye. All right. How was that, chat? Was that titillating enough? I'm happy. You know, I understand. I heard rattling. I was like, what is that? It's a truck going by. Okay. So, yeah, I'm glad that you're happy. I'm salty. As a Truex fanboy, I was so upset. My boy was going to win that race if there was no yellow, and then it had to be yellow. So, yeah. I feel like I have reason to be... It's not like a, well, he'll get him next year. He's got chances to win. Maybe for the rest of this year, but is he racing next year? I don't know. That's like it'll be like as if when Larson retires, or I guess Harvick retires, and it's like that one race where he could have won. Like freaking, I would say Talladega, but then he got like DNQ'd. So I think Phoenix. Yeah, I think Phoenix probably has a lot of that in a lot of people's minds because Phoenix, if that spring Phoenix race, he was going to win until Harrison Byrne no talent did. So yeah, it's like that. It's like that. That's what I'm experiencing. 2 laps to go at Kansas, there was 20 plus cars within a second of each other. So it's not exciting side-by-side finish. It's nearly as revolutionary. I think we're actually getting in the race. I rambled on for 30 minutes. There's a lot of people in here. We gotta go. We gotta freaking go. Go, 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 go. Ow. Oh my god. This... I had this on my wrist. And it's just a rubber band. But it's like sort of red. And Robin, in one of the manga covers, she kind of wears like a red bracelet. But it's not really this. But I just think of it as that. As my brain trying to think, oh my god, dressed like Robin, but it's not. And it's getting too long, so I may have to retire it. Truex will win Sonoma. It's like I feel like Truex is just his DNA is just to win a boring race. He can't win an exciting race. It's just and that's the thing. I should have known that. I should have known that would never happen. Kansas is too exciting of a track for Truex to win. Truex is going to win a race where he just destroys the field and everybody goes to sleep except for like 3 people in the field. But yeah, either way, we're going to get into this race. So yeah, race settings. We're racing as Buescher. I mean, we can't just not race as Buescher. He's going to be our homeboy for today. We're going to get him his justice. Not because he got rigged to the win. No. It's just, why can't I just wish for him to win? That's it. That's the point. Justice for Buescher. He should have had that. Not because the race results were wrong, just because my primal simp in me wanted him to win. Okay, is that wrong? Is that okay for me to admit that? I fell for Truex though, same for Buescher. Crazy that out of all the forwards showed up. That was gonna be the strangest thing if he ended up winning. I just didn't expect him to win. Or even have a shot. 100% race like normal wear, normal. We're gonna have more grip for the fall off. This will balance out everything so because the AI don't really have much fall off, so this will kind of keep us a little bit in balance with them. I tested this out. This is like the best combo. So don't worry. It's not like we're gonna lead 250 laps out of 267. No, it's okay. It's okay. So this is our settings. Pretty standard stuff. Pretty much same settings with that. And that's pretty much it. So we're racing night Kansas because that is in this game, and it ended in night, so we can replicate it here. So yeah, pretty simple enough. Hate him with a burning passion. Damn. I'm not like the biggest Larson fan, but the only thing I can even criticize is he kind of adored Buescher a lot. But I really hate to assume he did it on purpose. Do you have a He5 wheel? I have the wheel. I don't know where my pedals are. They are stuck in a spare room filled with junk somewhere. I mean, I've not touched them in like 4 or 5 years, so it's buried under stuff. It is a literal hazard to even move stuff in that spare room. I just got my bowling balls out of the spare room, and I almost died just doing that. And that was on like the floor with like a few things above it. Like it's and that's only been there actually about the same amount of time as the pedals, but I almost risked my life freaking doing that. Room or rum? Rum. ROUM. But I wish I could. So our settings. Oh, on Twitter. Who PM'd me? Oh, that was just my likes on Twitter when I was looking through the tweets. It was just one of the tweets. It was somebody redrawing her outfit from the most recent arc in One Piece. So that was basically it. Trust me, I don't. My likes are pretty crazy, but they're not like X-rated or anything. Just like PG-13. I don't know. Is it always? I always spelled room ROOM. There's no U. Well, I merged rum and room into raum, so that's where I'm getting mine from. So yeah, our settings, it's on a slider 7. That seems to be the best for getting the most out of the speed with the balance of the car, so that all seems to work out pretty good. So, yeah, we're starting last, as per usual. It's just tradition. So, fan service? No, nothing. Not really. I mean, I think you only saw, like, the top half of the picture. Which isn't even... There's really nothing to show. Unless cleavage is, like, horrifying to people.
Why is it justice for Buescher? Denny Hamlin should be getting justice. His mistakes and his pit crew mistakes cost him the race. Hamlin was just as fast as Larson all race long.
I was almost going to make this justice for Truex. But I feel like Buescher's just the safest bet because he was just the closest to getting the win right there at the end. So that's really my only simple explanation. I just want to get Buescher a win. I just want to. Why is my freaking... My PC is rattling. What? Why? What? There's nothing that should even... Why is it rattling? That was weird. See, that only happens when I play, like, Ignition for a long period of time. But thank you for the 3, Jordan Clark. I appreciate it. That's thoughtful of you. I had a dentist appointment that took, like, 2.5 hours. So, I got hungry. I ran to BK. I got chicken fries. I didn't really want to get BK, but I was out. So, I'll make an exception because of that. But, yeah, we're going to race. High elite. Also, I'm wearing a 3. See, I don't mind what Larson did. With the engine getting fired up. Yeah, there you go. See, my computer's simulating it. That's a good way to think about it. I like that. Also, before we start, thank you, channel members, for what you guys do. I appreciate it. It means a lot. You get early access to videos, like all of my Thunder 03 stuff that I've literally spent hours of my. Probably literally hours of time. Also, yeah, I've been on E5 for 8 hours. I left my Heat 5 on when I left the house, so that's why. Wait, I can't show that, because apparently YouTube don't like that if I show anything. But yeah, if I go to content here, if you want early access to videos, like all this here, I have all the Thunder 03 stuff right here for $1.99 or for $5 a month. Oh god, that's my editing software. Yeah, we got Kansas here, Dover. We got motion capture butt. What does that mean? Does that entice you? Why am I trying to bait people with that? But yeah, all of them are here. All of the last 10 races or something is there. Already done, already recorded, already up, already on the Thunder 04, which I'll probably post that eventually. So, thank you as always. We're going to get into it. Hi, chat. A lot of people tuning in. I appreciate it. Let's get into it. Let's do this. Buescher. Larson's on pole. Did you see that? Kyle Larson was on pole. You can't script it. Justin Haley went to the back. Also, chat, who are you rooting for in this race? Like, who are the cars that you're going to be, like, looking for? Obviously, me is Truex. And stuff. So root for your favorite driver in this race, so you can keep an eye on them and see what they do. Anyways, green flag's out. Stage 1 underway. 80 laps. 60 in the fuel. It might be 59 or 58 depending on how much fuel we burn per lap. Because I think that does happen. So that estimated fuel thing is a little bit different. I just can't believe it. Larson's on pole. Like how? Like what are the odds of that? This game is literally titillizing me to be angry. Bowman and Ross, hell yeah. We'll see what Bowman and Ross do. I'm rooting for my boy Truex. When this mod was made, they made sure to have his AI stats be really high, because this was made the week after or before Watkins Glen. This is back when Truex was, leading the points, and everybody was assuming, oh, he's just going to get an easy championship. So his AI stats are the most ramped up of everyone, so he should be the best theoretically in the whole field. But we'll see if that's the case in this event. Don't you ask those questions. Don't you get uncomfortable over there. I mean it metaphorically, not like literally. Anyways, we're moving up to the field. Our car fast. Our car very vroom. You're rooting for Buescher. Buescher kind of has a good ring to it. I like that. I don't know who Pasternak is. That just sounds like a weird Polish name or something, German name. I don't know if that's even German, but it offends me. It is. I do think it's cool, or at least I think it's a cool idea in theory to have people to root for. Eric Jones leading. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like hail, like H-E-L-E. Like hail yes. I like that all-star voting video he did. That was a good video. I like that. Roots was pissed last night. Was it over? I mean, maybe it was. If it's for Jim John being terrible, then I understand. But has been 7 times finished it. Yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing. Even before he wrecked, he was running like 25th. I mean, he's really just doing nothing, essentially. Anyways, we're moving up through the field. Car fast. It's going to stall out here eventually. I think the draft is also helping us kind of keep up with everyone. Since this is a night race, and this race was... The second Kansas race was... Or this mod was made before the second race came out, so I think they just kind of went fun with the alternate paint schemes, because I don't think Bubba ran this in the fall Kansas race, but same with Chastain, so it's cool to see these alternate schemes that are just, they just decided, people that modded this game thought, might as well do that, so I appreciate that. They've always done that, even as far back as the 2021 mod. They've, like, for Gateway, before Gateway was even officially on the schedule, they did, like, alternate paint scheme stuff, so it's not just all default, so they went a little bit fun with it. Aw, we got our teammate behind me. That's Adorbs. Logano's in the lead. Bubba Wallace. I thought his day was done when he wrecked earlier, but he kind of rebounded, I think, until he wrecked at the end. Or something happened. I don't know what happened to him, but there was a point late in the race he was like in the top 10. Ooh, kind of chopped me off there a little bit. I'm not a big fan of that. Also, I got spare batteries just in case. I don't know what Bubba just decided to... He got scared. I don't know what that was. That was just weird. Hey, there's Bowman, P14. Larson, who was on pole. Falling back almost like outside the top 10. We have Eric Jones that was leading. Now it's outside the top 10, or inside the top 10, I guess. Denny Hamlin in the lead. They are swish-swapping. That's not a word, but they're swapping for position up there. Chastain's going to try to push me in that Advent Health car. Man, that's a monstrous run there. Byron season clip. It's still so early. It doesn't really even matter who's leading at this point, who's even in the top 5, because the format is gonna... It's all about peaking at the right time, so if you're just mid, I mean... And you peak at, like, race 30, then you'll win the championship, so... By that logic, Bobby Allison would be kind of like the best driver in the history of NASCAR. So somebody was doing like the stats of if the playoffs always existed, Bobby Allison would have been like a 4-time champion, because apparently he was just a clutch driver in the last 10 races of the season. So, yeah, Bobby Allison better than Richard Petty. That sounds wrong to say, but it's halfway over. Well, where are we at? Like race 13? We're not even quite to... I mean, we're like halfway to the playoffs, sure, but not really halfway to the end. So, Yeah, I'm like even right now. Do I think Larson's gonna win a championship?
Stay to your left.
Probable. But he could have a freaking Truex fall off for all we know.
Still there.
So it's hard to say. Could be someone freaking 8th in points. Or 6th, I don't know.
Careful, still there.
But yeah, we just hit 10th and it's like we hit a brick wall and now we can't really go anywhere, so. Luckily, all of us are still pretty tight-knit together still. Try to get a good run off the corner, try to pass Reddick. Reddick's actually having a good run. For whatever reason in this mod, his AI just is not that competitive. Hardly ever. So it's very refreshing to actually see him run competitively. I like Mama Smith. He's been kind of pissing me off lately with the tweaks. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I ranted about that earlier in the stream. Him gaslighting his followers that dirty air just didn't exist in the 90s and 2000s when it did, and he's just like trying to generalize everyone and acting like dirty air wasn't a thing back then, but it's like, yeah, it's always been there. The point in the argument being brought up is it just seems more prevalent than before, which I think is a reasonable take. But for whatever reason, that mile, or at least at Kansas, just is not that big of a problem. I can't explain it. It's just an anomaly. This, like, how this race is becoming an anomaly, that the top 9 are 0.6 of a second back from each other. Like, is there just no one singular car just gonna dominate and pull away? This is like our 5th different leader, it feels like. At least Truex is up here. That makes me happy. Since it's an alternate scheme, it's the basically the paint scheme that he won his most recent race in at New Hampshire. The car that I might have to eventually buy if that's going to be his last win car. And that's not really my favorite. If it was like the Auto Owners or his Bass Pro Shop default one, then I'd be very happy. It's like Kurt's last win car where it didn't really look good. But actually the diecast looks good, but the real life car looks ugly. The diecast kind of made the zebra stripes, or the not the black in the car, but the silver. The original car was like dark silver, but in the actual paint it's like lighter, which actually makes it look better than the real life one. So I probably would be arguing that the colors aren't right, but it made it better. So I guess from only the perspective of accuracy, it's a problem, but in terms of how it looks, it's like better. Try to make that make sense.
Careful, still there. Still there.
So we're just about 19 laps into this run. Tires are being burnt. I might be burning them off too much. I might have gone too aggressive earlier in the race trying to keep up. I'm just really lucky that the AI hasn't really spread out. When I was doing a practice race, they were spreading out a good bit, so I'm really surprised that they're all still tightly knit together still. Did you hear what Hamlin said yesterday? I did not hear what Hamlin said yesterday. Did he say something dumb, or what happened?
Careful, still there.
Hey, Allmendinger's up here. Good to see.
Still there.
That was split in the middle. That was hot.
Clear right.
Oh, he said this is my year. Oh, poor Hamlin. He says that all the time. He needs to stop doing it. He needs to lower his expectations. He needs to go into a season and just not care.
Look ahead for me. Clear outside.
Why is Logano up here? Well, this is 2023. Logano was okay in 23.
High lane's clear.
He got like top 10 in points. Yeah, he does say that every year. I don't know. He needs to really just lower his expectations. He needs to have a season where he just doesn't care. He needs to get like Paul Menard. We're going to be hitting lap traffic pretty soon, which seems pretty quick. I mean, it's only, well, it's been 22 laps, but it seems like we're going to be approaching them very quickly here. A lot of battling going on up here. I can't really get the edge because they're just all right there in front of me. And I gave Truex a bump that actually really helped him. He had nowhere to go with it. And now, in a race where it was primarily dominated by Chevys and Toyotas, now it's just... maybe not Toyotas, I don't know. But the point is, a lot of Fords up here. All around me. Truex is the only lone Toyota in that top 5. Good run off the corner. Another good run. We're going to try to send it here in the 1. That's a door slam. Whoopie doodles to that. That wasn't enough to get a run. I just wish Hellman brought back his "I beat your favorite driver" quote. It's obnoxious. I hate it, but it's like the only catchphrase that I really feel like he could have capitalized on. Should have taken advantage of it. Yeah, I feel like it would be a good one. I'm just upset he didn't keep on with it. Oh yeah, we're burning our tires a bit more. We're not even halfway through this fuel run. It's under 49%, so yeah, I gotta be a little more careful with it to make these things last, at least to the scheduled distance. Or I guess it doesn't really matter in this stage, but for the end, I guess for the end of the race, if it does end up actually going green. It seems like at 1 and 2 we just get a bigger run, or 3 and 4 we get the bigger run. 1 and 2 we're just kind of even. He ended it. Yeah, his dad told him to end it, which is funny. Harvick and Truex kind of side drafting each other. They're holding each other up. Can we actually? We have yet to lead a lap. Can we actually lead at this? Like, can we? Yep, it's finally gonna happen. 26 laps into the race, we're gonna lead a lap, and we're gonna do something finally. BJ McLeod's running last, so you know what that means. Jim John is running better than someone. That doesn't even seem realistic. I'm the champion, and everyone lost. Feels good. Well, we led a singular lap. I don't know what BJ McLeod's gonna do. I guess he's gonna stay out of everyone's way. That's very respectful. Oh, he kind of held up Logano. He held him up. I'm okay with that. That wasn't a good. That was a bad run through the corner. Put him as the GOAT despite him not having a championship. It's funny because people forget Bobby Allison had like 70+ wins before he got his first championship. Is Hamlin going to be en route to do the same thing? I mean, that's as if Hamlin's going to get 70 wins, which I don't know if that's actually happening, but it may happen, which will be really funny. He'll get a championship in like in his 50s or something. He'll be like the oldest champion ever. He'll beat Bobby Allison in that regard, which would be even more hilarious. But yeah. Part of me die inside hearing you say Jim John outrunning someone is realistic. And facing the facts that you're right. I know, it's true. Want to know something disgusting? Denny does have 54 wins. Alright, Blaney. That's day 500 essentially in the Blaney car, so that's how I'm rationalizing it. Oh, look at Gregson. Look at him being in the way. Oh, he was almost in my way, but now he's holding up Blaney. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Careful, still there. All right, clear outside. Got one up top.
Oh.
Nobody
We're in the lead. Can we actually pull away? That's a whole other question. Gregson is just stacking up everyone behind me. That's some comedy gold right there.
Left side. Left side's clear.
Gregson finished ahead of Blaney in 5. That is disgusting.
Still there.
There you go, Gregson, 2024 champion right there.
Inside, inside. Clear behind.
Yeah, Gregson just all of a sudden became the best storehouse car. Makes me wonder why on earth, unless Legacy Motor Club is just that bad.
Got a car low now.
But it's like all of a sudden he's just doing
All clear.
as good as one would think he would be,
Lane's moving.
considering how good he was in Xfinity. I'm not a fan of it, but it is the truth. Jim John, 37th. That is higher than where he ran in real life. He's already doing better.
All yours, bud. You're clear.
And he's ahead of 3 different cars. Unlike real life, where he was ahead of no car.
Clear. No pressure from behind.
So, yeah, he's doing better. Video game world giving him more props than he deserves. I still can't pull away. It's probably a good thing. The tires are getting worn though, so that's definitely a big problem. I'm really surprised there wasn't a singular car that was just able to pull away. Usually in my practices that was possible. So I'm sort of shocked.
Clear behind.
Now that our tires keep progressively getting more and more worn, kind of have to be a little more careful of it. But we're still hanging on the lead, barely. It's Chase Elliott. I was about to say Chastain Elliott. That would have been wild. Oh, snap. I'm sorry. Thank you for the compliment on my shirt. I appreciate it. I got it as a Christmas gift from my sister. Yeah, he was up at 25th, so that would have been his best run of the year by a net gain of 3 spots. So there is that. Briscoe 36th. Oh, that's yucky. That is some spaghettios right there. Ryan Blaine's gonna get held up. Thank you to Lap Traffic. Hello, Ty Dillon.
You're all clear up
Thank you, thank you, Lap Traffic. That makes it easier for me. Just about to hit halfway in the stage. Chased Elliott. Yeah. That's all gross. So who's our next victim up there? I can't really tell. Kyle Larson. Start on pole. Not in the top 5. He might be in the top 10. I'm not really sure. I don't know where Truex is. But good race. Everything's starting to kind of finally break up. It's not as much stress and anxiety-ridden craziness, so we're doing good. Tire wear, though, is not. I'm worried about that by the end of the race because the race that we did here last spring, so about a year ago, I did a 100% race here, and we didn't have a yellow in the last stage, so it kind of left us in a weird spot where the field were pitting right at the end of the race, and that's how we won, because I think Logano pitted on the white flag or something completely dumb, and it gave us the win. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, but it's a possibility. Now I just need to somehow only burn 1% of tire wear per lap, which I really don't know if that's possible. got the temperatures down a little bit. It was like in the 250s. Now it's down to 235. So making progress on that. Yep, it went down 1%. That's the goal. That's what I want. That's going to be the big focus. I think that the big focus of the race is keeping those tire pressures or tire percentages in check and not going too extreme. I kind of was doing that earlier in the race because I started last. So I wanted to kind of get up through the field. Now we're just kind of keeping bay. Logano's just keeping me honest. At this rate, we should be good to make it. We're going to run out of fuel before our tires wear, at least at this point. So I think we're doing everything right, managing them as best as possible. We're going to be lapping another car. It's Zane Smith, 32nd. Looks like he's not going to give us any problems. He might give Logano problems. Of course, Penske is all behind me. Curses of NASCAR Rivals career mode, where that was a prevalent thing. We get a yellow. Alright, well, that changes everything. Everyone's going to go down pit road and, get their tires and fuel. And anyone blow up? Nope, nobody blew up. No, at least nobody that I've seen as definitively out of the race. Kyle Larson, 16th. Yikes. Alright, well, 4 tires and fuel, that's it. Pretty simple. Nobody, except for Blaney, changed positions on pit road. Now we just kind of go all out for the rest of the stage for the next 34 laps. We do get the acceleration. Good start. I guess we'll see if the car has long run speed. I don't know if it does. I guess we'll find out. But they'll definitely be able to run me back down. Well, at least when we get to stage 2, the atmosphere is going to look a little bit different. It's going to get even more darker. It's kind of like sunset or something out, so. Yeah, nice weather. Nice weather out in the real world. I should clarify that. It was nice out. It was like 60 something. Right around that 60-degree range is perfect weather to not wear a jacket or anything. You don't need to. It's very comfortable out. So, as we're leading, and things are kind of chill for the moment, I'm surprised they haven't run me down as quick as they should. I really thought that was going to happen. But, yeah, so, oh god, I had a busy day. Busy day. So I woke up, I think I went to bed at like 1 or 12, somewhere around there. I woke up at 7 or 10 after 7 or something, somewhere around that. So I was like, oh crap, gotta go make the thumbnail. So I'm trying to make the thumbnail, again, doing a race. I get the thumbnail, I'm like, alright, good, we got it all situated. Then I see in my Discord, JC's like, well, it's probably gonna run it at night. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Does this game have it? Does this mod keep the night race at Kansas in? I wasn't even sure. I didn't even know that was a thing. And then I looked. Oh snap! It still does. It still has it. So I have to rerun the race, get the thumbnail, try to not get the thumbnail, but like get at a point in the race where I, as Buescher, am side by side with Larson. Specifically me on the inside, Larson on the outside, to mimic real life. So, I was doing this race. I was trying to get to it. I was trying to get the angle and position right to have that shot. And I couldn't get close enough to Larson. I even qualified. I did everything. And I couldn't get close to him. He was just fast enough to where I couldn't get by him. Or at least close to him to actually try to make that work. So I'm just sitting there just thinking, alright, this is annoying. Then all of a sudden, the field just checks up on the front straightaway perfectly to give me enough time to get side by side with Larson. And it was beautiful. It was so good. And I'm so happy that free cam is a thing. So many great angles and shots that you can get that were just impossible before. And I'm not really like a super duper creative with the angles, but it definitely gives you a lot more freedom with the shots you want to use or just the angles. So that's also been really fun to have. So that was good. But that took me what felt like an hour. So then after that, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I was like, alright, I have my appointment at 1. I gotta leave here at least like 12 because I need to go to the dollar store, pick up batteries before I actually head out on my journey, because that's like a little bit away from here. So it's like 9 o'clock. I'm getting the shower. I'm doing all that. Get done. Have something to eat, which is just a hot pretzel. Then I think I have, by that point, it's like 10:30. I eat my hot pretzel. That's like another half hour, so it's like 11. So then it's like, oh, well, now I have nothing to do for like an hour before I leave. What do I do? So I think that's like the only normal, like the normal hour of the day that I had to myself. And I just spent it browsing through my phone, looking up freaking just videos and watching some stuff. No, it's not. Don't you look at me like that. That's not what I meant. Just watching Breaking Bad clips and stuff, or just checking my Discord, Twitter, etc. And all that. So that's like the only hour I had for myself for the day. I went out and left, got all my errands done. Then the dentist appointment. The caution comes out to interrupt my story. Boo. Boo to that. I'm upset. And nobody's pitting, which is interesting. I'm staying out. That's our second yellow of the day. Anyways, back to story time. Back to going on a tangent for no discernible reason. So, yeah, go to the dentist, and it's just a checkup. It's the hygienist place, which is my 3-month scheduled checkup. Which, what a rude caution. I agree, it was a rude caution. And it wasn't even for a car that DNF'd. They're just still out on the track, riding around. So, it didn't even affect them. But anyways, story times aside, damn, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, so it was my 3-month scheduled appointment. Well, it was just I originally thought it was a checkup, but apparently it was a lot more than that. I never had a checkup in so long, I've forgotten what they even consisted of. But it was like, I guess technically 3 different things. Which, again, anytime you go to a dentist, it's never fun. But it's like they're picking and prodding all the little, like, all of your gums have teeth. Because these are college students in training. Once they do that, they get through all of that. But then they have the supervisor pick, prod, and prod you. So that's the second time that they do that. So I'm just like, ow. By that point, ow. Pain. Not really big pain, but just like, just a little like, little wince, minute wincing. Then there's the, after poking all the gums for the levels and stuff, which all of my levels are not good, but they are getting worse, so there's that. Then there's the scraping. Oh, the scraping. They scrape all the tooth, all the decay, and it's like, man, I brush my teeth twice a day. I floss once a day. I use mouthwash. I was originally doing it twice a day, but then it was burning like the top of my mouth, so I went back to doing it just once a day. Man, I've been freaking going out of my way brushing more than I ever did, or at least more, as respectively. And there's still stuff there to be picked and scraped out. I was like, damn, they're getting it in areas I guess I just physically can't see. But it wasn't too much, and then they noticed that my gums are looking better, so it's like, yay, I don't have, like, advanced gingivitis anymore. And when I get, like, a cut in my mouth, it doesn't immediately form into a canker sore, which that's been plaguing my life for, like, 20-plus years. So that's been really nice to not worry about that anymore. So that's fun. I like that. It makes me happy. Makes me smile. Blush. Maybe. That might be a bit too weird, but that's cool. So I'm glad that my gums are looking better. Teeth are being maintained. But so then once they do all that, the scraping, gotta get the supervisor in and check. So they're picking and scraping. And I'm like screaming internally. And anytime I have those visits, I always intently stare into their eyes. My brow is furrowed. I'm looking at them. I'm moving them up and down, and I'm just staring at them as they do it. I'm watching them do it. I'm just giving them like an angry eyeball emoji as I do it. Okay. Okay, maybe I don't do that, but it's funny to think about. I was thinking of that as that was going on. I almost broke out and started laughing as they were doing all that to me. And I was like, oh god, that would have been just awkward to try to explain why I'm just randomly laughing for no reason. But I held it back. I held back the desire to just burst out laughing. So that was funny. And I did not dump Larson yet. But he did start on pole in this event, and I laughed. Did your gums bleed? For the most part, no. I think there's maybe one or two spots where the gum is a bit more sensitive than any other part in the mouth. So maybe like in two different areas. But for the most part, no. Which is very refreshing, because I think before, many months ago, if they did that, it would have been like bleeding everywhere, so they're getting better. I'm happy about it. So, yeah. So then they do all that. Have a supervisor check, so instead of it just makes the process go a lot longer. So, because it's just like, it's not like they're just doing one thing once. It's like, no, they have to bring the supervisor to look through it, which makes sense. I get it. I totally get it. But oh my god, opening your mouth wide open for like 2 hours nonstop is a little bit tiring. And I'm no mouth expert. And maybe if I was in the porn industry, that would never be a problem, but it was a little bit of a problem for me, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sure there's gonna be some experts out there like, oh, I can open up my mouth for 7.5 hours. Like, well, good. I'm glad you're really good at that. Let me know about your job information so I can get referred. Jesus. But there was one moment I almost started laughing, because my mind was just, I think, was just in the gutter today. Because the lady, the girl was just like, all right, stick your tongue and out, stick out your tongue, or stick your tongue and out. I can't even, I'm messing up the joke. She was saying, like, stick your tongue out. And I almost started laughing, because I was just like, oh my god, the Ahigo face. I could do that. And I thought of that, and I almost started laughing. It's just like, why am I thinking this in the most inappropriate areas? But, I don't know. Man, it makes life a little more fun when I think of that. Because just, I don't know, something random. I'm just so glad I had the talent to hold back the laughter. I'm glad chat may not even know what the hell I just said, but it's just, I don't know, it's just random. I don't know. Chastain must have been in 5th. Byron's up here. This is all of Ultimate Dragon's baddies, like all in this like top 5 just about. Except for Ryan Blaney. Don't know where Brad's at currently, but we're almost at the end of the stage. 5 to go. That was a good story. That was a good story. That took up like 20 laps just about, so. That was really like the only highlight of the day. So after I got out of there, man, if there's one thing I hate about my area is, like, once it gets to, like, 3 o'clock, traffic gets really stupid really fast. We're just driving, and then all of a sudden, just cars stop randomly. Thank God my car got good brakes, but just, it's annoying. Just always have to be alert. But, man, I hate it. It's so annoying. But, yeah, after all that's done, I was like, alright, you know what? It's, like, almost... It's like 3:45. Oh yeah, also I forgot to. They gave me the fluoride. My mouth tasted like bubblegum for a while. That was cool. I like that. But my dumbass brain was just like, this is hot, because I could think of Lilith from One Piece, because she has like a pink like bodysuit. So I'm like, oh my god. It's like I'm tasting her. I don't know. My brain just needed something to cope with the day. And also, when I was little, when I used to go to there was like a dentist for like kids. Children's dentist, I guess. But I remember when I would go there, I would always get the bubblegum fluoride. Now, it brings me back to my childhood days. So, it makes me happy. Oh, shit. That's not creepy. Oh. Man, Phantom's life's gotta be just... I'm sorry. I don't know, my brain just thinks of something. My brain just thinks of just the strangest of shits. Anyways, we're white flagging this stage. I mean, we got a lead. We're in a comfortable spot. Not really pulling away, but we're maintaining it. Yes! Yes! It tastes like an enemy character. Well, I don't know. Well, they weren't like a pink latex suit, so I'm just thinking like, oh, It tastes like, I don't know, bubble gum or something. I don't know. But my brain was trying to cope with the day of experiencing all that. I don't know. Imagine walking into one of his future wife, getting on in the bedroom, but they're just role playing him going to the dentist. Yes, that might be the freaking chat of the day. That might be chat of the freaking day.
I say, be smart. Keep your head on straight.
Yes.
Drive smart. What's that?
I think that's a thing. I think that does exist.
I'll clear.
Probably people role playing going to the dentist or something. That might be a thing. There was one anime series that had something like that, where they were like fetishizing cleaning people's teeth. I know that exists. I don't remember the name, but that does exist. That's really funny. That's really funny to think about now. Oh shit! You gave me an idea. You gave me an idea for role playing now. Something I just never thought about. But you know what? That's a good one. Mega Baddies 3, 4th, and 9th. Damn. I think I saw that message too late, so I don't think it's up to date now. But it's weird. Ever since this 22 mod, not 22 mod, but the 22 season came out, it made Phoenix, Jesus Christ, Kansas, a lot easier than what it was before. It's not like I mean we're leading, but I'm not just dominating and running away with it. But I remember before, even in like Heat 4, it was really hard to be like be dominant or winning on a default setup. I think maybe it's because just with this car, there's just more grip or something in the game's files or something with this car that makes it a little bit easier. There must be something to it. I wish I could have unheard what the fuck you just said. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my god, that just made like... What, like 10 people leave? I'm sorry. Well, now that we weeded out all the normies. All right. Now we can actually begin talking normal. What is normal for me? I don't know anymore. Anyways, a lot of laps in Stage 2. 2 laps longer than Stage 1, which is interesting. Usually, Stage 2 is always slightly shorter than Stage 1, so it's interesting. You're gonna wear this best chat of the day with honor. Damn right. That got me. Odd debate. Kansas 2024 versus Chicagoland 2014. Well, Chicago 2014 definitely has the more horsepower aspect. Other than the late race restart, that was pretty good. There's not a whole lot else I remember from that race. Obviously, Kansas 24 is fresh in my mind, so I remember that very well. Maybe I'll come back to that in 2034 and see if I could give a more assessment opinion. But yeah, I'm just salty Chicagoland's just not on the schedule. It really probably would put on a hell of a show with this car. I mean, if it was putting on average racing with the 550 package, then oh my god, this car would excel so much with this car. I would imagine it can't be... I would be shocked if it's trash, but I feel like it has a good chance to be pretty decent. I'm just upset by it. Well, Byron's up here. Bubba's up here. Logano's up here. Keselowski split the middle against Harvey Johnson for the win. If so, I picked that one. Yeah, that was good stuff at the end. That was cool. It also has the more horsepower element, so there's that makes it really cool. Because the cars are just screaming. Just has a lot more of a bite to it. Also, with stage 2, as you saw, it's noticeably darker. We're heading into nighttime.
Got a headlight out on your bumper. All clear. No pressure from behind.
Really gotta be careful with burning the tires up. You were close in the first stage.
Clear behind you. All right, clear low.
So if I'm not careful, I could really blow my tires out before I even have to pit, which will not be good for the end of this race, so I don't want that to happen.
Careful, still there.
Damn. Byron.
Clear behind.
Not clear, Byron. Oh, damn. Here, Bubba's up here. You got a headlight on his Bubba. I don't know why Tony says that. It don't make any sense to me. And I'm continuing to be confused by it.
All clear. No pressure from behind. One back. Clear all around.
2008 Brickyard, 22 Texas All-Star Race. Oh, that's a good one. That's a tough one. The Brickyard, the 2008 one was just a failure from the tire wear perspective, just blowing out. So they were having yellows every like 5 or 8 laps. The All-Star Race in 22 was just painfully average until the end. I do think, in terms of a spectacular shit show ending, 2022's got it in like spades. 2008 Brickyard was just mid, and just not mid, but just bad. But the All-Star Race, I think, goes to another level with the throwing out a yellow 100 feet from the line, Blaney not being able to get his window net up, and then leaving him out on the racetrack, which is not only just stupid, but needlessly endangering his life for no reason. I think that makes it worse. And also, that 2008 race was just grueling, and it was just longer. It was longer to deal with. All-Star Race was less time to tolerate it. If it didn't have that spectacularly dumb ending, I would probably give it to the 08 Brickyard one, no problem. But that ending just encapsulated a complete shit show to another degree. So I'm gonna give that the 22 All-Star Race a slight edge over the 2008 one, just for the ending. I was looking at chat. I scraped the wall.
Still there.
.22 Texas. Oh my god, that one was it feels like worse than all of them.
You're right.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. But that was such a nightmare from a racing product. From safety, we had William Byron needlessly dump Hamlin, and then Hamlin getting penalized for that because, oh, he's not maintaining track position. It's like, well, he got turned. Then we had Ty Gibbs almost murder people on pit road for no reason. We had 2 injuries. We had Bowman get an injury from the slightest bitch tap ever because the cars were horrifically designed. Cody Ware getting injured. So that's like, what, 4 things right there? I don't know, but just colossal shit show in so many. Then with the tires blowing out like so frequently, that was just a recipe of just bad. The 2008 Indy just had tire blowouts, but the 08 the 22 Texas points race just had a concoction of just different elements of bad. So that would probably surpass all of that. I know it's like more fresh in my mind, but just the layers of bad, just an annoyance of shit, just goes off the damn charts. And I mean Bowman getting like a bitch thing. That's not like a slack at him being weak. It's just that is a slight at the freaking the cars being terrible, because that tap should not bruise someone and concuss them. That is just embarrassing. But then again, Tyler Reddick got bumped at Martinsville and had to park the car because he got like a migraine or a headache or something, because you can't bump and run, because a bump and run will physically hurt you. What universe is that? That is just so... Like, how does this car even pass when it was first made? With the safety element in the way that it was. Boggles my mind, and I will forever always be salty about it. And I don't think there's any argument that's going to justify that, or there's any defense of being like, oh, it's their first year. Well, COT, when it was in its first year, wasn't having all these problems. The only problem I remember the COT having when it first came out is there was a rocker box issue. I don't know what track. Ironically, I think Harvick experienced that. Maybe it was at Martinsville. I don't know. There was some track, but there was like a rocker box issue with Harvick in one of the COTs. That was one of the only things. But in terms of safety, no monumental career-ending injuries were sustained from the COT. Well, I guess you could say Dale Jr., but that didn't completely end his driving career, because he came back to drive the next year. But he got like a multitude of concussions before there was even like safer barriers and stuff. So a lot of that was before that. So he's probably an outlier in that case. In the Cup Series, I know Trucks is a bit different, so we had freaking Austin Theriault getting destroyed. That basically ended his career. Well, I guess not really ended his career, but that's not to say like COT was like devoid of any injuries, because there definitely was, but there wasn't like the concussion rates were so much higher. It's funny that even saying 2022 was too soon, because weren't they supposed to release this in 2021, but the pandemic kind of just pushed it back? So had there not been a pandemic, the car would probably be even less prepared or less safe. That's even more scary to admit. If the pandemic never existed, then we would have gotten the car maybe in 21, possibly. That's terrifying to think about. What a top 7. We got Blaney, we got Elliott, Truex, Bubba Wallace. We got Logano in the mix of this. Hamlin's in the mix of this. I think Byard's in the mix of this. That's like 7 cars under a blanket.
Hold your line. Stay high. All right, clear low.
Yes. Yes, Ultimate. I agree. That too. Why did I not bring this up? Maybe it's because they fixed it and I just didn't think of it. originally. I guess when it came out in 2007, I really didn't think the wing would be a problem. Stupidly, 12-year-old me didn't think that would be an issue, even though it's pretty damn obvious it would be an issue. We saw the car get lift because of the wing. So yeah, that's another dumb component of the car back then. So yeah, I will agree with that.
Inside. Still there. Hind link's moving. Clear behind him.
I only got lap cars, and they were double file.
Still there.
They finally got their P's and Q's situated, because I was about to say, we're going to have some big problems here trying to pass them.
Still there.
Yep. Thank you, PJ McLeod, for being in the way. That stacks them up, and we'll get the lead back. Thank you very much.
Track's all yours, bud. You're clear. One back.
Yes, exactly. At freaking Coda,
All clear.
where
No pressure
Truex
from behind.
just got obliterated, or obliterated himself because he couldn't see. Yeah, if that happened in next gen, he would have been freaking his career would have ended right there. That would have been great to end on a shit show note. Well, lap traffic saved the day once again. They just kind of got held up. They just got some on the front straightaway, just kind of at a bad angle.
Clear to the right.
Now Logano's second. See, that's what happens when I think off the cuff and I'm just kind of rambling. I don't think of the obvious glaring shit, like the freaking wing on the COT. Like, that should have been, like, the first thing I mentioned. Except, instead, I reference something more obscure. God, like the wing. Like, freaking Atlanta 2010. That's a, like, great example of that. 2009, Talladega with Newman. Is that Jim John in 32nd? He is running the best race of his freaking career.
Still there.
No, he's 37th. I guess he's still a lap down. I was giving him too much credit. I thought he was about to be in 32nd or something. I don't know, but okay.
All right, clear outside. Nobody out back.
Could you imagine? Oh my God, poor Kamikaze. He would be losing his goddamn mind. He goes to Coda with JC, and in that event, if this was in this alternate timeline where the next gen debuted in 2021, KG gets to witness his driver retire live. That would F me up in like every way imaginable. Imagine Newman crash next gen. Oh God. Oh my God. That is just horrifying to even imagine. Going real morbid here. Like, real morbid here. So, tune away. That includes Phantom. Like, this might scare him. So, I would tune out. It might be scary. But what if in this alternate timeline, this hypothetical universe, where the next gen existed in 2020, and Newman gets wrecked, turned, spun in the same way he did in real life. Okay, I can't go on this tangent now because Dave 500. Oh my God, gifted memberships. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We haven't had members in a while. Bosom hugs! Yeah! Thank you, Dave 500, for doing that. I really appreciate it. That gave it to CPO. Oh God, somebody's blowing up. Someone's blowing up. Alright, we're good.
Careful, still there.
It went to Jordan Morrison, Dakota Downs, Schizoid for Jesus, and it went to Land 645. Thank you, Dave 500, for doing that. I appreciate it. That puts us at, I think, 22 members. I appreciate that a ton. That means a lot. That's 25 bucks worth of gifted membership right there. Very generously, Dave 500. That is one of the OGs. Maybe one of my oldest supporters of the channel. Just about. It's been here for a long time. Over 5 years, I think. So, 6 plus years. So, but thank you. Still riding the high off of last night. How goes it here? I think it's gone pretty well. My cold dead heart even admitted that finish was pretty dope. Even though I was initially confused because the finish line wasn't straight and Fox really wasn't explaining the fact that you can't look at the finish line as a definitive for the result. It's the wire under the track. And they didn't explain that, so I was watching it live, just being confused of, but the line's not straight. So is Larson really the winner? And it turned out he was. I was like, okay, well then never mind. I had to go out of my way and find Jeff Gluck's tweet about or video about it to explain it, so it made more sense. It was a banger of a finish. And that race from flag to flag was amazing. I mean, just peak greatness. Why do I have a 2.5 second lead? Where does this come from? All race long, they've been like right behind me. And now I have a big lead. Okay, I don't understand it, but... But... that was a good race. I would almost give it a 10 if it weren't for those back-to-back wrecks at the beginning of Stage 3. I was getting annoying. Otherwise, that's like a strong 9.5, which I think might be my highest rating I've given a race. Easily in maybe the last almost 20 years. It's close. Maybe there's one that's close. Like 2011 Atlanta is like really, really high up there as well with Jimmy and John. Jimmy and Gordon's battle at Atlanta at the end. That was pretty dope. But it was good stuff. I was very, very pleased. Also, that 5 wide in Stage 2. That is just absolutely insane. And if Kansas finish line was slightly further back, like Talladega would be, we might have borderline saw a 4 wide finish. They were... Truex and freaking Chase Elliott were also side by side. We could have almost had a 4 wide finish. That was... yeah, that was nuts. I'm like recapping my race review in the middle of the race. But I guess my only complaint would be, why is the finish line not straight at Kansas? How do you mess that up? Why is the finish line not straight? That is that's weird. We learned about that tonight, or yes, I guess last night, so that was interesting. Decker's sponsor is a woman product. Health product. Well, she's better than Decker. She's led more laps. Or Deegan. Did I say Decker is better than Decker? What? Decker is better. See, they both start with D, so it confused my dumb, simple brain. But yeah, they, Decker's led more laps than Deegan. So, that's wild. I really hope, just out of pure trollage, Decker gets sponsored by OnlyFans. I think that would be really funny. There's not really much of an explanation for it other than Other than that, would be really funny. Is the Belle Delphine? Damn! I don't know if it's that extreme. I would have to... Can you imagine if I did that? I have to sub to her Patreon. That could be like a whole deep dive video. I investigate Decker's Patreon. Because her Patreon is almost that. It's almost like a... I guess a tamer version of OnlyFans. From what I've heard. Now, I could be wrong. Would you have Decker D as you test? Why? Why is that a question? I wouldn't prefer either. It's a very specific... No, that's not a thing. I'm not into that. Don't freaking dentist bait me. NASCAR wouldn't approve OnlyFans as a sponsor. You know, probably. But I can dream. Why do I have this big of a lead? 4 sec... Where's this speed? I guess we haven't ran this deep into a run, but... You know, I do practice races to anticipate this.
All clear.
And in the practice races, I never really came across this. It was, like, really competitive.
Gotta take care of those tires.
Look, I don't just stuck in lap traffic that bad. Because, I mean, you started to kind of gain back on me again, so I don't know. Well, anyways, questions aside, we're pitting.
He's low on fuel, bud.
Green flag pit stops. Where's Disco Inferno? He might be streaming right now, actually. He was supposed to stream tonight, so.
Slow down.
I think he might be doing like a race review or something, which is cool. I wish I was there to witness it. Did my phone bloop? Did I get the notification somewhere? Is my phone... Oh, my phone's over in front of me. When was that in front of me? No, I don't got that, so I don't know when he's actually streaming, but... Okay. Well, anyways, 4 tires and fuel. 15 9-second stop. That is very slow. That should not be what these cars' pit stop should be, but these are like the same model of animations and everything from Heat 4 and 5, so they can only really just change the tire and jack, and that's like it.
Be ready. Get after it now. Get after it now.
All right.
You're clear.
Got my sippy drink.
That car ahead of you is hitting.
You know, there was something. There was something on Reddit a long time ago. Again, it could be wrong. Could totally be just Reddit trying to just making up lies. But there was one Reddit tweet or Reddit post where they said this is Natalie Decker or something, and it was like a back shot of her naked, and her butt was like resting on like something. I don't know if that's actually... That'd be wild if that was just leaked out on the internet. I can't imagine that's real. And that's the unfortunate thing, because Reddit is such an unreliable source of information. I can't confirm or deny what I just saw. Has anyone ever seen this? Again, I wouldn't be surprising I would find this randomly. But I don't know. I remember seeing that somewhere. It's not. It's Reddit. You know what? That would make sense. Also, I'm surprised Ultimate Dragon is aware of that existing too. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm not the only freaking one just making up things. That's Reddit for you. Yeah. Unless that'd be freaking mind-boggling if that was like on her Patreon or something, and it's like the Reddit was right all along. I mean, I don't know. That would be freaking. That would be wild, but yeah, I'm not surprised. I think Reddit. I'm actually really surprised Reddit hasn't memed on me as hard as they do. Maybe I'm not relevant enough anymore, but even back in the peak days, there was one Reddit post I think it might have been in my Heat 2 career mode. I think I addressed it. I think I talked about it. It was only like one thread. That was really it. It was pretty mild or really tame in comparison. Like, Kamikaze gets chastised like he lobotomized freaking children or something. Like, they really treated him terrible there. Same with David Land, so I don't know. It's just weird. Also, why do we have a 7-second lead on Byron? Why is Larson running P19 on pace? I mean, that just feels wrong. I don't know. This is just weird. You know what? We'll. I guess we won't be able to answer those questions because we got a yellow. I think that was our 4th yellow. We had 2 in stage 1, then the stage break, and then this is our 4th one. So I think we had 6 at Dover or something. So I mean, I'll be shocked if we get more, but a lot of cars got lapped throughout all that, and Almirola, funny enough, he mentions it. He's gonna get back on lead lap, and Bowman's running P11. That's our Heat 5 ratings. Well, this is modded, so it's not. What happened to Byron's nose? He must have gotten some freaking deck the halls with balls of holly or something. Like, what happened to him? He's got damage. Well, hopefully the caution replay shows what happened on lap 140 or something. Like, what happened there? Why is Byron's nose buckled in a way? That's because they're too busy dogging Ontarian. That's funny. Because for years they loved and defended him to death. That's funny. How's Byron still faster than Bowman? I don't know. I don't understand. His car is clearly damaged. It don't make any sense. There is one car that did DNF from this race. It looks like BJ McLeod, so unfortunately nothing of high value was lost on the racetrack. As a person, lots was lost, in fact, but if this was like a plate track, maybe I would be crying a little bit, but not this track. Oh, I see Bowman back there in that purple hood. Watch out. Our car is pretty good in the short run. It's just the only thing I have to worry about if we do get like a late race yellow, there's a lot of tire marks on the back here, so I think someone must have blew a tire. Those tire marks look very indicative of a tire blowout. You mean BJ's to go to NASCAR? Yes, I agree. I mean, shit, you've seen him on the frickin' plate tracks. Or draft tracks, I guess they call them now. I don't know what they call them, but he's up there with Mike Harman. You know what he is? In fact, I would dare I say better than that. Live Fast is finishing last. Live Fast Motorsports finishing last. Live Fast, finish last. There is some nice rhyming there. I like that. Hello, Jay. Welcome to stream. Thank you being here. Like it's a sub for more. Can this get to 40 likes for 400 miles? Can we make that be a thing? We were kind of close to Dover. I think we were like 10 away, so it was pretty... I would say close. I don't know if that really is close or considered close, but I could dream. It did later eventually get over 40 after the stream was finished, so I guess it does count. Just not during stream. Yeah, I don't understand it either. Byron is still second. What I was expecting is sometimes if you get damage, I guess if you are a part of the caution and you do have damage, it does something to you on the start. It does slow you down on the initial start where you don't get a good restart. I was expecting that to happen there with Byron because that's kind of like a weird bug that's been a thing since, I think, even as far back as like Heat 3 or something, but it didn't happen there. So that was interesting. So I don't know. We'll have to check the tape and to see what happened around lap 130 or something, 140, just to see what happened. But my boy Truex up to 5th. I like to see that. Ryan Blaney 3rd. Day 500. My boy. Day 500's boy. Turquoise Hawks boy. Well, it's in the latter half of the top 10. But he's... At least I can see him. Where do you think Barry goes to Stewart Haas downsizes to 2 cars? I want to see Priest 2 trucks. Oh yeah, that's a good talking point. I like how I position myself in my chair because I'm ready to go on a tangent. So what I think, wasn't there this like secret group 3 of the 4 Stewart Haas were doing to like share data? It was Barry, Briscoe, and Gregson. They're all part of this like group that like were sharing data with each other. And they didn't include Priest to it. And there's been rumors or speculations of Stewart Haas like selling a charter. So I don't know. It seems like that 41 car may go. I don't know if they're going to downsize to 2 cars, but that 41 charter might be sold off. So I would not be shocked if it does. I'd be really surprised if they let Barry go. But I think losing one of the charters might be a possibility. I mean, with the conspiracy theories going around, that might be possible. The study session. Yeah, that. Yeah, I guess it was technically, I guess called that. Got 9 laps to go in the stage. Still maintain the lead. That's a wall. Shockingly, no damage from that wall hit, but... Dragon did say that anyone was invited. It's still weird that they didn't even suggest it to their teammate about it. Like, why did they not bring it up? Just weird. Then again, Gregson is that type of person to be just probably a liar. So, I mean, it really wouldn't be surprising if he just trying to gaslight Priest. I don't know. I mean, this is the same Gregson that, like, wrecked like 13 cars at Road America and then only apologized to Colleague because he was affiliated with Colleague at the time for the Cup side of things. So it's like, yeah, it would make them the most sense to apologize to Colleague, but literally not to any other competitor. So it's like, yeah, that's smart. Not so I don't really hold much weight in his truth, in his words. Also, Logano is trying to take the stage win from me. I don't like that. No.
Bottom is clear.
This is like JC's boy battling his past fan. His past simp self. We're battling that. And the new one is surpassing the old one. Symbolism. Kind of. Sure he's gonna say something in chat like, the past was better. And I'll be like, yeah, I agree. I think the past is better too. And then we just hug it out, roll around in the tulips, and that's it. That probably woke Phantom up right there. He's here and I was like, what the fuck did he just say? And he plays back the stream like 10 seconds and he's just like, yeah, he did just say that. What is that? What does that mean?
All clear, no pressure from behind.
I'm so fucking bizarre. God damn. Logano's getting too close. Tiptoe through the tulips. Yes. That I like that better. That's what I was trying to say. I did say hugging and rolling in the tulips, so I don't know if that... I really didn't word it the best. Logano should have 5 championships. You know, Logano did say that. He really does... That is so freaking... Okay, that's not Jason Jacoby's levels of insanity, but... That is still pretty insane to think... Yeah, I probably would have won 5 championships. Every time he's in a championship 4, he's just like, yeah, I should have won it every year.
2 to go.
Man, imagine having that type of ego. It's just nuts. That's just absolutely bonkers. But yeah, tiptoe through the tulips. That's better. I like that a lot more. Anyways, white flag in the stage. After questioning the frickin' asinine comments I make, we're still leading. Still not on Hamlin's level of ego. Yeah. True. Though I don't know if Hamlin has ever said, oh yeah, every time I've been in the Final Four, I won a championship. So, I guess it's just a different level of ego. Anyways, that's a stage dub. Remember what I said earlier in the stream? I wasn't going to lead like 250 laps. I don't think we're going to get that, but we're definitely going to get over 200. I'm really kind of perplexed by that. When I was practicing, it wasn't this easy. So, I don't know. I'm lost. I'm very lost. We're gonna pit, get our 4 tires and fuel. Nothing really changed in the top 10 except for William Byron and Ryan Blaney. Byron fixed his hood, so his hood's fixed. Anyways, we have 99 laps in this stage. And that's definitely going to be 1 pit stop. We'll be pitting around lap 57, 56, so it's definitely going to be a 1 green flag stop if it goes green the whole way, which I highly doubt. So we had 2 yellows in the first stage, then the stage breaks, that's 3. 4 and 5, we had 2 yellows, so this will be our 6th yellow here with that stage break. So we have currently 6. You know what's weird is I despise Hamlin, but when I listen to him on the podcast, he sometimes makes rational takes, and then I start to question, maybe I like him. But then he does something stupid on track. It's like, oh, that's why I can't stand him. And then I listen to the podcast, and it's like, oh, I'm starting to like him again. And then it's like, I feel like once he retires, I'm gonna like him a lot more. I get this vibe. And it's so strange. He really is like I really go through like a Hamlin cycle. Where it's just like, 1 week I like him, then the next week I hate him. Because that Richmond shit was bad. That was, like, I can't defend, like, even if I was a Hamlin simp, I would not be able to defend that. Because he blatantly freaking jumped that start. And even Hamlin admitted he jumped that start. Even as ego-ridden as he is, he couldn't even admit to that. I really thought he was gonna pretend that he did nothing wrong. So the fact that he couldn't BS that is either a sign of growth or just a sign of I can't defend that. Surprised NASCAR still didn't even do anything about that. Like, I don't know how you missed that. Here comes Blaney. Now we're just starting to sort of see the same faces. We've seen Blaney up here. We've seen Truex up here. We've seen Logano up here. Bubba was up here in the top 5 at one point. The only face that made... I mean, we saw Chase Elliott up here. The only face that would be new up in this top 10 would be probably Bowman. I still gotta be careful with the tires. I can't go ballistic with them, so gotta keep them in check. If we get to like 30 laps in the fuel, which is halfway in our fuel, and our tire wears around 50%, then we are doing what we need to preserve the life of the tires. It would be really funny to... You know, there was a video by I Have 40 Wins, which I've already got on my tangent about his past actions. But his video stuff is almost really good. He did a video called like the Kyle Larson Dilemma. And I thought the video was gonna maybe tackle how Kyle Larson's like an all-or-nothing driver, which could be one of his best assets and one of his worst, because it seems like he'll either win the race or wreck trying. And maybe it can go into like a point of how this format really doesn't reward you being consistent anymore. It just really rewards you for just winning and only winning. So it kind of rewards you for almost borderline stupid things occurring. I don't know. But the video didn't really tackle that. So, I don't know. It really was just sort of like a great concept, just not fully executed. I don't know. They penalized him for tape. I thought that was with Kyle Busch at Richmond. Probably. Maybe I'm getting my drivers confused. I thought Kyle Busch had that. Maybe it was for the spring Richmond race. They disqualified. I remember that, but the tape thing was making NASCAR, making them sympathetic. Ooh, that's a good one. I know about the Pocono DQ, like the disqualification. Oh! Well, I knew about the Pocono disqualification was for tape, but I remember there was a Richmond race in 22 that was for something. Kyle got penalized for that. There was something. There was something to that. Or maybe it was just like tape debris, like debris on the grill, I don't debris of some. I don't. There was something with that. I feel like I'm not crazy. I feel like there was something with it at one point.
Still there. All clear. No pressure from behind. One back. All clear. All clear.
It was something with tape. Like it was late in the race at Richmond. It was like within the last like 50 laps. They mentioned something about Kyle Busch having tape or something, and he had to go down a pit road or he was penalized for it. There was something. I swear. It's not. I feel like I'm not imagining, unless I'm Mandela affecting it, but just Mandela affecting it. I don't know. But there was something. That was it. Jesus comes in with the savior clutch of the answer. It was, yeah, because they penalized him like, 217 laps after the fact they did it. That's even more bizarre. Like, when I was about to say bizarre, what was I about to say? Yeah. It never made sense to me, because why would they wait so long? That's like the Roval thing where the sign fell out on the track with like 30 to go, and instead of throwing out the yellow right then and there, they waited another like 25 laps and then threw it right at the end of the race to guarantee a green-white checker. Like, that's some bull honky. I guess different scenarios, but just like, why are we waiting dozens of laps later to throw out a yellow or a problem for something? And it's like the sign was actually on the track. It wasn't like it was like obstructed, like in the corner. It was like at the edge of the racing surface. It's like, how does that get missed? I mean, I remember Hamlin saying that he saw that laying around for like 30 laps before they threw it out. So it's just 2022, when you really look back on it, was a miserable season. I mean, it had the highest of highs with the package being good at, mile and a halves again, and that was great. But man, when we got to the playoffs, it was like every week was just miserable. It was misery. It was miserable. We had people getting injured, and people getting right hooked. Just horrific racing product. Drama with the car safety. Texas being an absolute shit show. The Roval, where everyone would, like the sign thing I was just mentioning. But then we had intentional brake checking from Cole Custer. Just sabotaging stuff. Briscoe plowing through the field to get into the next round. Just complete regarded nation. I was going to say the other word. Regal madness. And it was just frustrating. Apparently officials only discovered the tape 100 laps later. Oh my god. What? 100 laps? That's like equivalent to a 35... I guess that would be like 40 minutes. Maybe even like an hour after that was done. Jeez. And that's the other thing too. Yeah, how do you miss... like, tape... like, green tape? That sticks out. It's not like black tape over a black grill. That would at least make a little bit of sense of being unaware, but it was like green tape that stuck out. How was that not caught sooner? It was just even more just weird. 2022 officiating, kind of forget how bad it is, how bad it was. I mean, maybe it's slightly better now. I mean, if that really means it much. I mean, we still got the Richmond 24, you know, Kyle Busch tapping the wall, that bringing out a yellow. That was stupid. Alright, tires are looking pretty even. Only a 3%, actually only a 2% difference. So we managed to wear pretty good. We're keeping everything balanced out pretty well.
Alright, you're clear.
Anyone remember Hamlin losing the championship in 2019? I remember that. I remember watching that live, and everybody on Twitter was laughing because it was funny. Hamlin had a chance to win a championship, and it just blew it all away. I mean, not really of his doing, but just add that to the choke counter. Reminds me of a debate I had on what's the most injury-prone season NASCAR has had since the inception in all three series. Yeah, 2022, as much problems as it had, that pales in comparison to, like, the 60s. Like, I think any season from the 60s would be more injury-prone than 2022, but in terms of the last 23 years, probably. Spencer Boyd suffered dislocated shoulder. I remember that. I remember that. That was the year where trucks kind of forgot how to officiate things because they let Spencer Boyd just sit out there on the track, wrecked, when it didn't need to happen. Also, we lost the lead straight up for the first time. I don't even know if we led that lap, but we're going to get the lead back. Blaney tried. I will say, he's like the only car that tried to pass me. In the Carson Hocevar one, and Gateway. And how they didn't rush to him quick enough, and it's just like, come on. He got T-boned. That should be like the first car you go to. That should be just common sense, but no. Blaney's putting up a fight. Damn, he cleared me. He has the car length on me, but he didn't actually have the macho mustard to freaking actually pull up. But we got lap traffic, gonna save the day again. I'm not even gonna go off the racing surface. I'm gonna try to be even Steven with it and just stay on the racing surface with it. And that's spots gained. Back into the lead we go. Oh my god, don't even get me started on that whole debacle. Trey Hutchinson's freaking... That one annoys the shit out of me. That should have never happened. They're so lucky. Nobody got, like, critically injured from something that stupid. Yeah, I do understand that when you put the window net down, you are fine. But here's the thing. And since we have audio of this, we can confirm it. But
Look ahead for me.
Hocevar was clearly in pain. So why did he just not put the window net down? Like we clearly heard him wincing in pain. So shouldn't he have not put the window net down?
Left. Stay left.
That's my biggest concern. That's my biggest question. It just don't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Careful, still there. Car there on the outside.
Okay, now we're having some problems. It took a long time, but we're having some
Stay on the
freaking
bottom here.
battling for the lead. Stuff is happening up at the front. I'm gonna have to actually focus now for the first
Still
time
there.
in like 100 laps. Harvick's up here. That might be a new
Look
face.
ahead for me.
I don't think I've
Clear
seen him up
outside.
here.
Still there. All right, clear low. He's by himself.
Oh, I bumped him. Please save it. Thank you. I didn't mean to do that. It's like our first proper AI contact where they got loose a little bit.
Still there. Careful, still there.
You're putting to overdrive. I think I know what you're trying to say. The adrenaline probably is what
Still there.
is probably what he probably didn't even think of it at the time. I don't know. But I remember there was audio of him like screaming for help, and nobody was going to him. That's the other thing. That's the other layer to it. So we have him putting the window net down when he was clearly in pain. That could be like understandable, but could they just not hear him screaming for help?
Still there.
Just seems weird.
All clear.
I don't know. Everything about that just confuses me. Unless I'm remembering it wrong, he doesn't scream out anything, and I'm thinking of something else entirely. It's not really a footage I like to go back to and listen weekly. Can Byron stop racing me? How dare he race me? I'm Buescher. You can't afford to hit me.
Careful, still there. Nobody out back. Inside. Clear behind. Still there.
So now we have the field thinned out. It's just me and Byron now.
Still there.
Interesting. I wasn't thinking Byron was going to be the one that we're going to have to race with. I thought maybe it was going to be Blaney or Logano.
Left side. Clear all around.
2007 Kansas would be interesting. Cause that would be back when they didn't have as much banking. That would be interesting. That would be amazing to actually have that as some kind of mod in this game. Oh, we got a lot of lap cars here.
Careful, still there.
Had to back off there, but just got to deal with them. Van Gisbergen 30th. That's shockingly
Hold your line. Right.
a lot better than he probably should be running. But hey, Custer's P29. Don't know where Justin Haley's at. I don't think we've lapped him yet.
Still
So he's probably running a lot better than I think he actually is.
Track's all yours, bud. You're clear.
And now with that lap traffic problem, or maybe not. Also, Kevin Harvick's in the mix of this. Same with William Byron. So, yeah, all three of them back into the mix. So, gotta watch out. Lap traffic, luckily, has helped them. Or I guess help me out is the word I'm trying to use. $11 laps in the fuel. And, what, 56 to go, 55 when we hit the line. So at this point, already 56, so... yeah, at this point, we'll be able to make it to the end at one more stop. The AI should. If this plays out exactly like last year, then it's going to get very, very awkward very quickly. Oh, oh God, oh God, the rant in me. 2007 Kansas. Oh, that one. Yeah, Biffle ran out of fuel, didn't maintain pace speed, but still won the race. Don't make a whole lot of sense to me. They just gave up on the rules at that point. It was just a long enough day. They just wanted to get out of there. I sympathize with it being a long day and it's, you just want to get out of there, but gotta enforce the rules. You can't just scrap it. Well, Blaney caught up. Same with Harvick and Byron. 2015 Talladega Fall. Oh my. Oh. That is going to get me. I might not even be on YouTube anymore after that one. That one was so aggravating. I cannot despise a race more. I mean, maybe I can, but at the time, that was so frustrating.
Careful, still there.
Yeah, Dale Jr.
Track's all yours, bud.
We didn't have a great pit stop. Fell back. Was making his way up through the field. We had this long green flag run. We had a scenario where Greg Biffle may have actually made on fuel to win that race, which would have been shades of his first win at Daytona in 03, which really would have been his last win, really, in hindsight. So that was like his best shot. That would have been wild. Then we get a yellow. And then this is like the one time they ever do it where they only have one green-white checker, because after Daytona, they're just like, alright, well, we're not going to have extended green-white checkers, even though at Daytona there wasn't any overtime. It was just, I believe they ran a scheduled distance, so there wasn't even a need to even change the rules in the first place, because it wasn't like, an extended race caused that. So, we had this dumbass rule change. Then they wrecked, which by their new rules that they stated would end the race there. Then they're like, oh no, that wasn't an actual start, even though it was an actual start. So they changed the rules on that to try to get an actual ending. Then they wreck again the second time because Harvick intentionally just left or right rears Bane into the whole field. Doesn't get penalized for it. And it was just such a gross thing. And the race ends under just a wacky-ass situation. You thought 2004 was bad with Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr. It was like 10 leagues more insane. And Logano won. And beat my driver. And I was so mad, so annoyed. And the fact that the race ended like that, and the fact that Harvick didn't even get penalized for it, nothing. He benefited by wrecking the field. Was such a gross, disgusting mark. That race was just an epitome of a shit show. And not like a fun shit show, but like just annoying and miserable shit show. And I did not enjoy any of that. Also, we're pitting this lap.
See if we can manage our tire wear a little, okay?
We managed the tires very well. We only have 46 to go, so we're definitely going to be able to make it on fuel to the end, as the AI should. They're not really pitting with... They're not pitting yet, so they should logically be able to make it to the end. We shouldn't have any weird pitting problems. So yeah, pitting, green flag cycle begins. Just gotta get to 45.
Slow down.
There we go. Could have been a little bit faster, but it's okay. Solid pit stop. No problems. But man, that 2015 Daygo really upset me because I really wanted to see how that battle would have formed between Logano and Junior. Because I think Junior had the slight better car, but we didn't even get to see it play out because of the yellows. But then, when we're watching the race live, when the caution comes out on the screen, but when it actually happens, Junior's like in the lead. But apparently that wasn't it. So we had to judge the race by looking at the footage and the scoring loops, and it's just like, well, Logano won by that. So it's just, even if Junior won, it would still be a goofy ass situation, circumstance to win a race by. But Junior never has that type of luck. He always felt like he had like just the worst luck, and never really ever getting like a good end of that type of not gimmick, but just never gets luck with any of those crazy situations. Okay, I'm done ranting with that. Well, we did get out of pit road pretty well. 2.5 second lead. I'm really shocked we even gained that much time. Remember the overtime. Stop! That's gonna get me more angry. That was so stupid. That should have never been a thing. Who thought an overtime line in the middle of the back straightaway with 2 to go on a green white checkered should end it? I thought, honestly, the overtime line, when they were originally pitching this, or what they were considering it, or whatever it was, the overtime line is like for the white flag. Like, the race has to end under white flag conditions. And that is the overtime line, so they'll make it to the flag no matter what happens. Now, obviously, that would probably be really dangerous if they actually kept with it, because what if something really bad happens, or someone freaking Austin Dillon's it coming to the white flag or something, you know? Like, maybe in those circumstances, we should probably have a yellow. But it was senseless. Or I thought, really, no, I'm confusing it. Or, like, on the white flag, if there was a wreck in, like, 1 and 2, then they would rack it up and do it again type of thing. And that would be only for the white flag. Not with 2 to go. Like, that's just stupid. Caution truck. Oh my god. Caution clock in a truck series. The race is already short as is. Why break it up? I mean, stages in the truck series is already stupid to begin with. I mean, do we have to rant about Daytona? Daytona stages in the trucks? It's like 20 laps. So, okay, you have the first stage. Go alright. Like, that's 20 laps. But then for the second stage, 6 of those 20 laps are under caution. 1/4 of the stage before it even starts is under yellow. It's stupid. Why do caution laps gotta take so damn long? It really should be like 3 laps. 1 to get the field back together, the second one for them to pit, and the third one they go green. I don't understand why they need 6 laps.
Stay low. All clear.
Daytona truck. Stop. I'm gonna get mad. I'm already, like, buckling up in my seat here because I'm getting salty about it. Died Dukar. That Died Dukar was cursed. I mean, he just had no luck in that race. Like freaking Kansas. 2014, not gonna forget that. Lead the race, blows a freaking tire, destroys his playoff chances. just garbage luck. I mean, garbage luck. It's amazing. And that Diadu car, I think he was also running that car at, like, Martinsville in 2011. He didn't win that. So, that Diadu car was cursed. There was just something to it. It just refused to let him win. Or have what feels like any good luck. Ryan Blaney's catching me, so that's a big problem. Lap traffic's not going to bail me out on this one. Not for a little bit, because we don't really have much cars together to really mess it up, so I'm a little scared by that. It's actually 4 because of the choose car. Oh, God. I forget about that. Yeah, we have to waste an extra lap for the choose cone. Ew. Ew. It's just gross. My phone bloops. Maybe that's Disco Inferno stream finally starting up, which will be really nice because I really want to see what he thinks about this race, which I think is going to be good. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be positive.
Still there. Clear right.
That was Sir crashed a lot, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, basically. NASCAR already had a caution clock. Remember those phantom debris cautions that seemingly went away? Yeah, exactly that. Funny. It's funny how that played out. Yeah, living through that time period before the stage era. One aspect of it that was frustrating is because they would throw these arbitrary yellows where they're saying it's debris, but then they're not showing the debris. So, yeah. That was annoying back then. Obviously, as like a freaking 13, 12, 14-year-old, I would find that like, yay! We starts! Because that was back when they were just starting to do double files, so like this was... Yeah. Stuart Friesen's doing a Jimmy Johnson throwback. He's been irrelevant since 2019 or 2021. Yeah. Yep. Thing is, NASCAR needs to stop manipulations. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the other thing with Kansas, which, I mean, it really wasn't a big deal because the race was just so good, but that's the other thing, too. It's with the stages still hurt that race. I mean, when you think about it, how much more amazing would that race been if we ran like 160 laps before we had a yellow? It would have been amazing. It would have been absolutely legendary. Larson and Chastain were like right next to each other, like that entire like first stage. And the second stage kind of had this like comers and goers vibe. So it would have been so nice to see that have no stages to break it up. It's almost like when you have a great racing product, you don't need stages to make it interesting, to spice it up. We lived without it for decades. And NASCAR's big boom period, well, didn't have it, so that's like one, but it's frustrating because, and I think it's like Ellen Sora made a dumbass comment. Maybe it was after Dover, where he was almost thinking of possibly adding like a fourth stage into the mix, where he's like saying nothing's off the table, and it's like, what direction are we going in? Like, what? As great as Kansas is, those are so few and far between of the races on the schedule. Like, adding a fourth stage would have not really made the race any better. It would have just broken it up more. We don't want that. If a racing product is really good, then you wouldn't need cautions to spice it up. I feel like the problems would be so easily fixed if they just listened to the frickin' drivers.
Still there. Clear left.
It's really just two simple components. Make the tires not as wide. Make them wear a little bit.
Still there.
That's technically
Clear
two right
left.
there, but... And also up the horsepower. Not even like... I'm not even asking for 1,000 or anything crazy. Just up until like 750, 775.
Stay left.
Or even 800. And there you go.
Clear to the right.
You got something. Well, that short track package probably needs a lot more help. But... Junior lost the championship to New... I remember something about that because they were upping their... That's the thing. Even before Junior's penalty, that was never really like a standard. There was drivers that were cursing or said that type of word before and weren't getting penalized. So there is some truth to it, but those 25 points wouldn't have made a difference in his championship battle or not. It's really just Atlanta. Atlanta's a big one. And the one bad run in Martinsville. Those were the two biggest ones. Elite Precision made a good video on that. It's a good video. And the Atlanta one could have easily been prevented. But the Martinsville one, I don't know if it really would have. Because I think it was more of just a car handling issue that was beyond what Junior could, like, physically, like, do. But yeah, I think the Atlanta one was probably the most preventable one. I was about to say, if that comment was about saying NASCAR is in the golden age of stage racing, I'm like, but now that I read it more carefully, the golden age, it possibly. I mean, ratings have gone up, so that must mean something good. So, possibly. Ryan Blaney's second, and he's also catching me. It was like 2 seconds. See, now when we don't have lap traffic, he is just a tiny bit faster. It's kind of like a... Oh, someone blew up. I can't tell who that is, but someone blew up. Junior would have been 12 points behind had those slips not happened. Yeah, makes sense. He would at least beaten Gordon. Yeah, he would have at least gotten third in points. And that's what makes it frustrating with Dale Jr. until this is stuff I just learned like later on, but Dale Jr. in that time period wasn't really trying. And I guess the what I mean by that is he didn't have the mentality of like wanting to try. He just kind of went to the race and just kind of winged it, which is insane that he was even doing that good when he wasn't entirely focused or had the proper mentality. And it makes me so annoyed because if we had the maturity of like Dale Jr. in like 2012 to 2015 running in like 2004, like he would have seriously been so much better. It would have been so easy. I mean, 2004, I mean, maybe he could have had a championship, but, I mean, he wouldn't have made the mistake at Atlanta then. Martinsville may have still happened regardless, and he probably wouldn't have said that controversial line, so he would have definitely saved a lot of points. He might have still lost the championship, but he might have gotten third. That's the other thing, too, is he had so many concussions that hindered him. I think he definitely is like the biggest well of untapped potential. I think that is the biggest mystery.
Careful, still there.
Well, we gained on Byron again. I think lap traffic is absolutely just shredding his bacon.
We got 20 more laps.
Now we don't have lap traffic for quite a while. I think that's Byron by himself. Well, I can definitely say this. This has not been as legendary as the real-life Kansas race. By far. I don't think there was any real way I can even top that, but... it's been weird. It's been a weird one. There's been parts in this race where they're just, like, right behind me. Where I'm like, I don't know, I am barely faster. Damn, I thought this would be a little bit tougher. I mean, when I was practicing last night, it was tough. Maybe it's because I was tired. Maybe I need to be, like, completely drunk out of my mind, and then this would be tough. I have to, like physically and mentally put myself in a worse state for this to be competitive. So I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. I'm really surprised. Do a truck stream. I don't even drink. I don't even think there might be alcohol here at the house. It's definitely not mine. But I am no drinker. I don't even like how it tastes. If I liked what alcohol tastes like, I'd probably be drinking it more. I'm kind of horrified to even think what a drunk me would be like. If I'm already like this normally, like sober, I feel like if I get drunk, I'm gonna like cancel myself off the internet or something. Surround yourself with a bunch of pictures of Jimmy Spencer. That might piss me off. That might get me in a bad mental state. Oh god. That's a good idea though. This is kind of similar to Dover in a sense, where Suarez was up here, or up there with me at Dover, and had the faster car, but lap traffic kind of boned him. Here, the AI are a lot more closer to me in speed, but the lap traffic's just boned him the same way. I don't know. It's ironic people want more short track. Yeah, well, I think it's just important to put context in the perspective where in the Gen 6 era, the intermediates were terrible because the 550 package made intermediates just terrible to drive and not fun. So they wanted more short tracks because they put on the best racing.
Careful, still there. Clear low.
Take a shot for every $10 donated. That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that idea. How did you get this much pace at Kansas? I think it's with this 2022 DLC that came out. They did something to the grip of the cars. And that's not like me just hypothesizing it. I remember High TV mentioning this. I think even Sanak has mentioned it. That's right. I have a lot of cars lapped down. With 999 count. I guess technically no, because it's not 10. I'm actually surprised none of the AI are pitting. I don't trust myself to pit and like really risk it, because I know like when I was in the pack right at the beginning of this race, it was kind of tough to actually get up to the field. So I'm gonna take my track position. Kevin Harvick's pitting. I'm just gonna stay out. It's definitely gonna make it a lot tougher now.
Coming to the green, driver.
And we're gonna have to save that like drinking idea for another stream, because I think there's some potential in that. I can't believe they threw out a freaking caution with like 12 to go. They want their freaking excitement. The fans are falling asleep. NASCAR found a way to try to make it exciting. I think our car is good enough. I mean, I don't think we're just going to run away with it here, but we're going to have to keep our P's and Q's intact here, because the starts are really the only time they're pretty close to me. Or at least they're going to have a shot. So we gotta be on our A game. Take a shot of alcohol. I like that idea. I would need to get out I don't have any shots though. I mean, it would just be regular alcohol. We should do like 20 shots. Dave, I've heard to 20. Yeah. I mean, I guess when you mean shots, are we just clarifying that it's just alcohol? Like I'll get a solo cup and like measure it or something and do something like that. Like because I'm not an alcohol drinker, so like I feel like a shot would probably just destroy me. I don't think I would survive 20 shots, but 20 sips of shots of alcohol, like just Mike's Hard Lemonade or something, that'll be fine with me. Shit, for $200, that's like the least I could do for something that insane. That would be like if we get to like 16,000 subscribers, like drunk stream or something. That would be probably the idea. That at least I'm assuming so. Fireball whiskey. I don't even know what that is. That sounds freaking terrible. You sell those in your store? I don't know what that is. It sounds terrifying. My freaking beer limitations is like Mike's Hard Lemonade, Miller, and Coors. That's like the only ones I've even like sipped. Not even drank like a whole, like sipped. So like I have like no limited knowledge of that. NASCAR shot glass. It probably is a thing. I don't know where I would go to get them. I mean eBay, but like would not surprise me if those exist. I mean, hell, there's like bass fishing Tony Stewart, like Home Depot things that exist. Like, so yeah, it probably exists. 4 laps to go. Ryan Blaney second. My boy Truex in fourth. That, just like real life, that's adorable. I'm really surprised the AI didn't think to pit. Only Harvick did. And he was put back to 16th, so, I mean, I guess he does have the fresher tires, but I think he had a tire blowout or something. I'm actually really surprised I'm holding my own by myself. I thought they were a little bit faster than me. Yeah, 3 to go, about to hit 2 to go at the line, and the gap's only 0.6 of a second. Now it went up to 7. Byron's by himself, so he doesn't have anyone to worry about. We're not even taking the dog leg. I mean, I'm being extra generous to the AI today. I could really, really be aggressive and like take the dog leg and gain like an extra 10th, but I'm not even doing that. But yeah, I definitely think they did something with the AI in the files with the 22 cars, where they made them have more grip, so it makes this track easier to drive, or at least not as tough. Because in Heat 4 and 5, like on the base game, it's not like this at all. It is really tough.
Coming to the white.
But yeah, white flag's out. We finally reached our destination. And the gap is 9/10. I guess we're just a lot better on older tires than new. I really need to just have it on normal wear, I guess, here when we come here in the fall or something. Gotta keep that in my mind. But anyways, off turn 4. That's a dub. We did it for Buescher. We gave him justice and got him his win. Yes! I like doing that. Alright. Maybe that made me feel good. That's a dub. Is this finish line straight? No, it's not. No, it's not. Or maybe it is. Oh, you know, in video game world, it is. It is straight. What do you know? Video game world does it better than real life. Do the Polish victory lap. You bet your bippy I will. I'm just glad. We did it for Buescher. I wish we had the Castrol car or something that he ran. I think he ran a Castrol car in 23. Surprised they didn't put that in this mod. But we did it with the proper driver, which is the next best thing. Where did Bowman finish? Probably in the top 10. We never lapped him outright, so he might have been in the top 10, which is really strange. We never ever saw him crack the top 5 on the leaderboard. You would think at some point he would have at least done that. A lot of other drivers did it in the race, so that was interesting. Anyways, that's a standard Polish victory lap, and then after line we'll do our little Kyle Larson burnout just to really rub it in his face. Where's Kyle Larson? I know he didn't really do much in this race, except he got the pole. But we gotta find him. Where is he? I'm stalking my prey. Oh, there he is. He's hiding at the end of pit road. It's my win! Damn. Damn, I almost shut the car off doing that. That freaking Hugabaloo was hiding all at the end of pit road. And he's right next to my stall, too. I didn't even notice that. Oh, that's adorable. Well, too bad. My win. My win. Eat my dust. Literally. Alright, I just want to do one burnout from this far away camera because it's cool. Look at that, JC. We did it for your boy. B-O-I-I-I-I-I. Even though I really should be racing as Tricks because he got boned even harder. Because he would have won that had it gone green. I guess both our drivers got boned. I'm sure JC's sitting there with his fisherman hat on, being really happy about it. From the grandstand. Damn it. I just backed out of it. That would have been cool to actually do. Damn. Let's look at the full race replay. So, obviously it's going to sim through all this really quickly, but the actual, that one yellow where Byron got damaged, that was around lap 130, 140, so that'll be nice to kind of see what that would be like. Did you ever bone Teresa Earnhardt? No, I have not. We're finally gonna... NASCAR and Gibbs are determined to make trucks snap. Yeah! Yeah, they're trying. They've been doing that. They've been trying that for, like, the last 5 years. Alright, let's see. Lap 109. That's not a yellow. So did we officially only have like 7 yellows in that race? We had 2 in the first stage, then the stage break. 2, that'd be 5 and 6. Yeah, that would have been our 7th yellow. So kind of the same as Dover with getting 7 yellows, which is interesting. Now apparently we never ever got to see the yellow that caused Byron to have damage on his hood. It goes from lap 136 to lap 165, so we'll never know. Thanks, game. Then we go to lap 200. No, again a lap 200. 202. 204. I mean, I guess we're going to see maybe the last yellow that was brought out at like lap 250 or something. Or 252 or 255. I don't know. But we're not really seeing anything. Byron was like one of the few that were challenging me for the lead. So that was nice. What was 135? We made a pass for 15th. Then lap 136. Okay. Okay, we go 217. More of the battling. 222s. Just us chilling. Then lap 267. So today the game just really didn't feel like giving us any type of explanation for yellows. It just refused to give us anything of juiciness. And that is quite a shame. Our skill rating was still 103. I don't understand that when we were really fast. So I don't personally get that. But we win. We get the carrot. I don't have the figure by me to represent that, but we got carrot from One Piece. I like that. And we'll look at our stats. We had the fastest lap of 30.8, but the AI were running like 30.5s in qualifying. Damn, we led 220 laps. Led all but 47 of them. That is, wow. That is, and like it took us like 22 laps to get the lead, so after we got the lead, there was only maybe 20 laps after that where we didn't lead. Oh, God. I'm surprised we even ran that fast. Because in qualifying, I run like 30.5. So and then I'm just lost. Kyle Larson, tough break first to 18th. That race was 2 hours and 17 minutes. Truex got third. Yeah. Byron second. Ryan Blaney 4th, Logano 5th, Chastain 6th, Bowman 7th, nice. Chase Elliott 8th, Bubba 9th, Harvick 10th, Allmendinger 11th, Hamlin 12th, Eric Jones 13th, Justin Haley 14th, Tyler Reddick, Brad 16th, Christopher Bell 17th, Larson 18th, but a lap down, ha. I don't think there was many cars at DNF. There might have been just 1 or 2. Never mind, it was just 1, BG McLeod. Wow. Chandler Smith, 5 laps down. So, about as short as Dover, almost, in terms of the race length, which I guess isn't totally surprising. It is a little bit surprising, because this is a lot longer it takes longer to get around this track than Dover. So I'm actually surprised that the race length time is pretty close to each other. That's where we finished IRL. Yes! What are the odds of that? That's even more just wackiness. This game predicted real life. Very rarely does that, but when it does, it's quite surreal. Well, I think we'll get on skedaddle on out of here. I like the carrot emojis. Good. Jordan Clark's on it with that. I'm glad to see that. But that was Kansas. I'm surprised it was as easy as it was. I'm kind of perplexed by that. Like, I know the difficulty's up. Like, it's on max. It's on 105. Like, would auto hard be tougher than 105? I don't know. I guess we can experiment with that. If that even matters, if we look at the qualifying times, like, does that change? Like, say if we go to 105 there, like, that's like our baseline. We go to Kansas here, and we just look at the qualifying times. Like, would auto hard be, like, would their lap times be a little bit faster? Like, does that matter? I don't know. I guess we're going to find that out right now. So I'm pretty sure in qualifying, they're running, like, 30.2s or something, I think. So if I skip that... Or never mind, 30.4. 30.4 on 105. Okay, it was... Where was I getting 30.2? I don't know. Maybe this had Heat 4. Might have been Heat 4, maybe. I don't know. So let's go to Auto Hard. I just want to confirm this. I don't know if that really makes a difference. Run the next race in Heat 3 career mode. Oh my god. I don't even have my Xbox One hooked up anymore. So 30.4 was the previous one. Now it's 30.5. So auto hard is not harder than 105. Good to know, because it's like a 10th off of that. So now we know. I was curious about that. I guess I went with my right decision on that matter. Whose face is that in the 3 in your shirt? Oh. Oh! I thought it was Logano at the beginning. No, it's Earnhardt. It's Earnhardt. It's Earnhardt. I will assure you that. In fact, that's a great segue to go full screen. It is definitely Earnhardt. It's right there. You could definitely see his face there. So, yeah, it would be absolutely insane if it was Logano. But, yeah, that was Kansas. I'm surprised it went as good as it did. I think they did something with this game with the AI. Not the AI, but the grip. They did something with the grip in the cars. And it makes the player just drive around there a lot better and faster. Because on Heat 4, I would not be that competitive. I would definitely not be that competitive. In fact, I'm going to shut this game down. I'm going to bring up Heat 4. And I want to see if the lap times are faster there. Because I almost guarantee it's even faster. Like, they're running like 32.2s or something. I don't know if I'm, like, misremembering that. Or there's something to it. But I know in Heat 4 they're a lot tougher. Maybe I should have just done it on that game. I don't know. But we don't have the next-gen car. I mean, I guess you... Well, then again, I don't know if that would change anything if you just throw in the next-gen cars into Heat 4, because it's going to make the difficulty the same way. So nothing's really going to change. Man... I guess maybe it's possible to just mess with the files to make the grip not be as grippy with the car. I guess that would be possible, so it's more like Heat 4. How to do that, I don't know. I don't have that type of knowledge. Cool Ty Dillon shirt. It's a good... you should have said Austin Dillon, and that would have gotten me really mad. So, you almost got me there. Nice Williams Sawalich. Chat, you're on it. Also, did you notice that my microwave is at 9? I made popcorn like 2 nights ago, so... I thought that would piss someone off. Let's go to Kansas here. See, that happens again or something. I'm gonna make sure my settings, yep, all maxed out. Dude, what? Why are you putting all caps for? You're freaking me out. Oh, that was a bad idea. Ew. Ew. So I had that fry. That was a bad idea. So you mean to tell me, Phantom, he had a Johnny Benson face moment? He thought of something that no one else did. That's he pulled a me. That was good. Okay. It's the same. Actually, it might be even slower. 30.5, but it's not any different. I thought it was different. Where was I getting this information from then? Or why was I remembering it wrong? I'm upset. You're not imagining. No, you're having a me moment where you're thinking there's a you're thinking of a certain face, but it's not there. I'm not imagining a gas can as a face. Well, you know what? When I see you, I'm gonna say, wait. He's gonna be like, and I'm gonna be like, who? What? Because you don't have a face, so you have no mouth to. You just mumble. You're like Slender Man, except whiter than Slender Man. And I'd be like, where? I'm like, I can't find a face. Where is the face? Like, and I'm just like, well, I don't know. Bye. And I walk out. I'm upset by this. Why? I thought the lap times were faster. Do I have to qualify? Does that change anything? I think you need to go to bed. You're so out of it. No, I'm not. Just because I've been going and hustle and bustling since 7, well, not really 7 a.m., but since like 11 a.m. Well, not really 11. Since 12 doesn't mean I'm tired. Even though it's been 8 hours, and naturally you probably would be tired after 8 hours. 8 hours. But I thought they were running like 30.2s, so why was I thinking that?
Alright now, just like practice, qualifying counts. Here we go.
Because I know when I qualify for this, I know I'm like not even close to their goal time. So I was getting like 31 flats or something. I'm just really lost on how I presume that so wrong. $9:30.
Let's see where that
Yeah,
puts you.
it's about the same time as I would be running the Gen 7 car, so I don't know. I'm losing my mind. You know what? Under 03 at Kansas? I don't know. You know what? I think maybe this is a time for me to maybe actually skedaddle on out of here if I'm just imagining things now. So, that might be the most appropriate time to do so. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna ramble on out of here. Thank you, Golf Kid, with the 3, as well as Jordan Clark with the 3. I appreciate that. Golf Kid did the 2. Oh my God, Golf Kid did the 2. Jordan Clark with the 3. I appreciate it. That's what I was trying to say. Oh my God, maybe I am out of it. But yeah, I appreciate it. It means a lot. It's cool. It's always nice. But I sent you a picture of the Fireball whiskey. I saw that. I'm kind of scared that exists. It looks scary. That, like, there's things that just look scary in this world, and that is scary. You can look back at the chat. You have an Austin Tillman shirt. You're thinking one step ahead of me. Thinking one step ahead of me. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Obviously Thursday stream with the Core 4 Core. I guess it is Core 4 Core Heat 4 Season 2 reminiscent races 3 and 4, maybe 5. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you for tuning in and watching me ramble on of the most absurd shit. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna get going. So have a good night. I'm gonna watch Moobs' stream and high key harass him, and then we're gonna go from there. What are you gonna do next? Well, more Thunder 03 videos tomorrow, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. For the rest of this month, because it ends on, I think, on May 28th or something. Then Thunder 04, which the plan for that is like 5 days a week. Or at least I'm going to try to. It may not happen right after that series ends because I just started. So I need to build up a backlog. Oh, next race is for Core. It is, it's Homestead, it's Canadian Tire, and then maybe Martinsville. I'm not sure. But I know it's, I definitely know it's Homestead, Canadian Tire, and then something else after that. Maybe, if we have bonus race time, which we probably will. Because it's only 50% races, so. And Canadian Tire is like a really short race in this game because they kind of modify they only have the race length kind of be the same as like the truck race length. So it's kind of just extra short, so. Either way, it'll probably be like bonus race with that. Probably. But, yeah. So that's it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna veer off into another planet. And I'm gonna go. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on another stream. See you all later. And yeah, have a good night.